backer. With me, of course, is Matt.
Hello there.
I have no idea how the audio quality is. Matt, will you be able to tell me in a minute? When it's booting up?
Sure. Yeah, it's yeah, the stream's starting right now for me. Give me a second. I need to...
Wait, what just happened? You bleeped out. There we go.
Oh, sorry. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Buzz, what was that noise? Show yourself. Matt, how is it on your side? Too loud? Too...
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to... I can't really hear the... I'm still trying to figure out this new mic setup on my end. I got it for the Skype call, but for some reason...
Yeah.
Oh, I remember why. For whatever bizarre reason, like, the Yeti mic can pick up my voice, but I can't... But when it's plugged in, I can't hear any other audio besides you. That's
weird. Oh, right now I'm having audio issues as it's not balancing correctly. Hang on, let me change the, live, everybody! Let me change how I have the, source, set up arranged. Way I should be able to, Steam. This is why I don't like doing, PC games. It always it mocks me like this.
Oh, yeah, you're not playing anything at the moment because there's, like, no game audio whatsoever, right?
Yeah, there we go. I can turn down the game volume, which should fix it. That's much better. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, I just can't hear the game.
Right.
So, I'm just gonna switch over to... I'm just gonna, instead of listening to the game audio, I'm just gonna comment on what I see visually and speak from that end. Does that sound good?
Yeah. So, we've not done anything in a while because I've been busy. People have been busy. It's been a long summer. Buzz.
Oh, a cruel summer, if you will.
Yeah. Now, I'm doing this with a PC controller, which I'm not used to doing, as all of the controls are a bit wonky, so I need to get used to how to do that. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Yooka-Laylee, for the love of God, let it not be Mighty Number 9.
Well, we went to Grant Kirkhope's panel at MagFest. He seemed like, okay, he's the music guy.
Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if it's occurring on your end, but on the YouTube side of things, I'm looking at this weird blue screen. I can't really see the actual game itself.
Playtonic games, is that all showing? Oh no.
Yeah, it's still there. Like, I refresh the page and it's just like...
Like, that's all you're seeing?
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing.
I hate this thing.
What, PC streaming?
I hate PC streaming. It always does this. It always literally does this. Let's see if I can't fix it.
Yeah. Well, while you're trying to get... okay, it's fixed now.
It is?
Like, yeah, whatever you just did...
Are you seeing my screen of Wizard Dragon wallpaper?
Yeah, that, which is awesome, by the way.
I've got a slideshow set up. And I'm not going to need to do that because I have to watch the chat in there. So, yeah, that should fix it all. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Live, everybody!
Yeah.
I need to get the PC streaming kinks out of it. You know, it works the times I tested World of Warcraft. Of all things. It's just, it bugs out whenever I try to do anything on Steam. I had the same exact things happen when I did the recordings for Chroma Squad.
Yeah. Also remember that, like, since I'm on the East Coast and you're in, like, Chicago, like, there's a little bit of delay in this stream for me.
Oh yeah, there's always about a 30-second delay, no matter what. Even for me, looking at the stream on a second monitor, it's about 20 to 30 seconds delayed on when it's appearing on YouTube and when I'm doing it live.
Yeah. So far it looks very good. I mean, like it hasn't, like nothing looks like pizza explosions yet.
Like an anime fan on prom night.
Yeah, go.
That's
yeah,
funny
fuck.
because I actually went to prom with a girl from my anime club, high school anime club.
Oh, really?
She asked me, yeah.
Oh, wow. So that advertisement can go straight to dick.
Yeah, I do not think your advertising means what you think it means. I'm using that line in an upcoming video, actually.
It's like, that advertising, I don't think it means what you think it means.
But yeah, I'm liking how it looks so far. It's like, it's kind of basic, but there's good color gradients. That button is obviously texture mapping.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, for a game that's currently in development, it's not half bad at all.
Hey, did Pear even glide farther than Banjo and Kazooie did?
I'm sorry? Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, I just saw it.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you don't mind me saying, like, in the game, the chapter Camelot, you fight Gawain, Tristan, Lancelot, and Mordred, and they're all, and I, like, believe it or not, they're not as straightforward boss fights. Like, they're not just HP walls. Each one of them did something slightly different to make it challenging. Because they were all boosted up by, like, the Holy Grail or something like that.
See, now I'm running into a problem because the keys on my controller are not correctly mapped, so I can't actually ground pound. Why would you do this?
Why? In a world without the ground pound, what else do we do?
I need to find out what the button that actually does it is. That's the problem.
Yeah.
No, that's the control button. Wait. That in no way helps me because they're not mapped correctly.
And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
Let me try switching to computer controls.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we'll be stuck here forever.
That would be a weird. That is like the weirdest form of hell, being stuck inside of an undeveloped game for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm loving like what X8 is looking like so far.
Oh yeah, the video game themed rider.
Yep, the one that fans have been asking for since like ever.
I admit, I didn't like the neon green color scheme to X8, but you know, it's seen in principle, seen in action, it doesn't look as bad.
Yeah, it's sort of like the same thing everybody thought about like when they first saw the Zoologer mech. Like as a toy, it doesn't look great.
As a toy, it looks like crap, but in action, like we just saw Wild Tosai King, that thing is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, like it has a handlebar mustache, it has a giant fist with a sort of poking on it.
Oops. I'm tempted to buy the toys, it's just that they're too expensive for me to actually pick up.
At least right now, but I've heard that they're like selling like hotcakes, and I believe it's just because of the cube mechanic that that in fact even the latest episode showcased of like all the different weird combinations you can probably come up with. You know what I mean?
Played with their toy mecha. That is hilarious.
I know, like I have to admit, for like literally saying we just made it up on the spot, that is the best way to go about saying we made it up on the spot.
Yeah, just showing that, hey, let's find out how to do this with their own toys and blackjack and hookers.
I'm gonna form my own set time with blackjack and hookers.
Oh no! I fell to my doom because I'm playing with computer controls, not a controller. I'm going to definitely need to. I'm an idiot. Where did I have that other controller?
Do you know what I love about like these platformer character games when you fall off of cliffs? It's just something about it's just the comic cartoon nature of it.
I'm a fucking imbecile.
Why?
I have an actual Xbox wired controller that works for the PC. I tried replacing it because it wasn't responding very well when I did my my gameplay recordings for .hack Link.
Oh. But yeah, I'm really glad that Zoocher is doing as well as it is so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I will agree on your point about, Zoo the World, what's his name? Misao, sorry.
They're threatening to overuse the joke about him being bipolar depressed.
Yeah,
as it is. They're acknowledging that there's actually something wrong with him and they're trying to get him out of it. But, you know, it's just like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. He can't keep doing that, otherwise it'll get boring.
True. Well, I do know that, like, they're going to be introducing a new bad guy soon, and he's probably going to be, like, the Bosco of the show.
Yeah, Hunter Dude.
Like, yeah.
Except, you know, Bosco was introduced, like, 5-6 episodes before this.
Well, I know, but when I say Bosco of the show, I mean like that enemy that show. Yeah, the breakout character, the guy who shows up and it's like, oh, you thought things were about to get easy for you because you got a new combination, right?
Well, yeah, mid-series, Sentai always introduces a new general or something. It's just that it's not often that they become more popular than the actual villains.
Yep. And Bosco was just like a tour de force of personality, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, how, like, he was more successful in, like, messing with the Gokaijers than anything the actual villains ever could do. Since he got in their head like, in Marvelous's head sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to figure out how to, crouch. It should be X, I thought. That would be... Oh, there we go.
Oh, so,
holy crap, that's awesome.
What?
Springtail.
Oh, really? Awesome. Like Tigger?
Being a Tigger is a wondrous thing. I completely forget the rest of that because it has been years since I've watched anything related to Winnie the Pooh. If anyone's seen my Kingdom Hearts videos, you know that, like, Winnie the Pooh to me is childhood. So it's, yeah, kind of sad that I can't remember his song.
I was gonna say. Oh, crap. I know I talked to you about this before, but you know how I was saying about how overpowered Ramses is in the Fate universe?
The pseudo pharaoh.
Yeah, that guy?
Yeah.
Well, in the actual game, they represent his null phantasm as 2 pyramids of light pretty much crushing one of the opponents.
2 pyramids of light crushing the opponents.
Yeah, like it's like has the Egyptian eye at the very top of them, and then they just like converge and like crush the guy.
You know, now I need to find a clip of that for when I do the actual Pyramid of Light movie to use that as the replacement. No, not that Pyramid of Light clip.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll link it to you later. But
thanks.
Yeah, and also Lancer Arturia, like the one who's not evil, but like, what would happen if she held like the
Alter, the true Lancer.
Yeah, the true Lancer.
She still has gigantic breasts, but at least they're framed better.
Yeah, and also it's confirmed that this is what she would have looked like if she actually grew up normally. But what's even crazier is that because she was holding onto the Holy Spear for way too long, she became less of a human and more of a divine spirit because of it.
Of course, you realize that in Unlimited Blade Works Path, when Saber stays with... No, wait, that's not Unlimited Blade Works Path. Was that True Rin ending where Arturia sticks around?
Oh no, I think so.
Yeah, well, now they have that to look forward to in their weird relationship.
Well, I was gonna say that like as far as the Phantasm goes, like Lancer Arturia is the most ridiculous. She basically is on her horse with a spear, right? She channels the energy, flies into the air with the horse, like charges up for one final push, and then like slams the ground like a sharp spear meteor.
Ground pound.
Yeah.
No, that's not the thing. Kind of guy in Gokaiger rarely used attack that he throws his spear at the enemy, and from your description, it kind of sounds like that.
Yeah. That's honestly what you just described. It's pretty much that, only on a horse.
On a horse.
And she's like holding onto the spear, but as far as like the way it's framed, it's kind of like that.
I can't open the menu to find out what the keys are.
What? Technical difficulties.
I'm sure that one works. Nothing else does.
Well, this is like the toy box, so it's not the full game. This is just almost like a way for kicks.
No, I mean controllers and like this is now on the controller. I can crouch and I can do that, and it's not anything else is not responding. And I can't find what the equivalent key to the A button is.
Also, like, can we like just talk about how for a moment in the latest episode of Zoojer, Misao basically used a fishing line to like pull an entire parking garage out of the ground with sheer strength.
I completely forgot that part when I was recapping. Yeah.
I'm a fan of all things ridiculous, but even myself, who loves that like cheese and stupid ridiculous nonsense,
that was even a bit too much for us.
Yeah, because I was trying to justify that in my head. Maybe it was the combined the three animal spirits at their maximum. Like, this is what he's capable of when he really puts his mind to it. But even then, I'm like, but that doesn't really work, because even then, the weapon he has shouldn't have enough. It's one of those things, like, I would have easily, readily more accepted it had they established that the weapon, like the fishing pole, was something special. Like, it wasn't just like your average 6th ranger weapon. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Congratulations, human. We've destroyed the others in the simulation. You can now roam free, or something else to that effect. Okay, so I'm trying the thing with the controller again. Okay, so damn it. Okay, so jump a space. Back is escape. I tried that. I tried to get to escape. Attack is left click. So what's the interact key? Interact would just be jump then. Okay. I gotta try that again then.
What else? But yeah, I hope to God the writer is better than the one on Ghost, because I completely dropped Ghost, but I'm glad I did.
As I've kind of been addressing in my videos, it's really been due to the writer discourse.
Like, is it like the case of the head writer just kind of going away for a little bit, and then like the guys who were still around, like, kind of bickered amongst each other about like where to go, so the show kind of just stalls a little bit?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
so it's like a case of things happening, but then one thing happens that completely resets the other thing, so therefore, like, nothing of
value mattered.
Yep.
It's like, I have returned to shit on your couch. Let's all of us shit on the couch. You know, at least they built something after he left. It sucked, but it's pretty much because they were going on nothing.
Yeah,
at least, now they finally built some kind of context to it, but it's too little too late. It's
too little too late. Like, you've achieved this at the point where you were supposed to be building up the end game, but you completely fucked it up.
Yeah, as I kind of kept saying, you should have done this 10 episodes ago.
Yeah, like every good comic writer, even if like every writer series is different, I feel like a basic formula needs to be has to be in place of some nature. Like, the 30s is when you start like putting the pieces.
You start building the context to the end game. You start revealing the answers, and then the last
10 episodes or so is the actual end game, where like stuff like that occurred earlier.
You're supposed to be paying off to everything you set up.
Exactly.
And yeah, you can still have later revelations. I felt at this point in Drive, we had the stuff revealing how much of a bastard Bono was, but hey, that was at least set up before. We just didn't know how truly nefarious he was until we saw him abusing Hart.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like from what I've been hearing about Ghost, it's just really disappointing, and also too many icons. Like, and I honestly am disappointed by like what icons they could have used that would have been totally awesome, but they never considered. Plus, I feel like none of them have any weight to them.
Barely any do. It's like, when was the last time he used Newton, aside from together as the group in that episode we just had, where it's supposed to be, it feels like it should be the final bits of the character arc where now they're all united, but no, you still have to do the stuff with Billy the Kid, which you skipped on, and apparently you also skipped on Beethoven, and I admittedly completely forgot Beethoven.
Exactly.
Mainly because he's been...
Well, that's the thing. You
4 times?
Yeah, that's the thing. When you increase the number of power-ups available, you also run the risk of like making it so that none of them get the proper development that they need. I mean, admittedly, I wish Kamen Rider Double had a bit more power-ups, like maybe one more double combination.
Well, the thing with Double is Double's power formation is absolutely flawless in its design.
Oh no! I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I wish it had like one more, like another 2-part combo, like other than Fang Joker. But that's just. But what is there, is like perfect. Like every form has weight to it. Like,
or maybe it's Drive Syndrome, since they have that issue too. No, Drive set up all of the shift cars and how they exist, but they're not exactly. They're entities that don't need to be further established, since they established that, hey, they'll be around, you'll see more later if we need them. Yeah, it's like, it's different in that it satisfied the narrative prerequisite, but here, Mugen comes out of literally fucking nowhere.
And also, like...
Trideron, they already established as, hey, the Roidmers are getting stronger, this is everything we already had, we have this other thing that Rina was developing, and hey, Rina developed a bunch of stuff earlier in the show, so they had already set that up. Mugen, yes. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, like, I mean, from what I've been hearing about Mugen, I'm just going, I feel like you got your power-ups reversed. Shouldn't Damashi be like the final form and Mugen be the secondary form?
Grateful, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Grateful, yeah, because... Like, when I saw Grateful Damashi, like, actually used for the first time, I'm going, wow, this actually looks like the culmination of a bunch of ideals and a bunch of other stuff. Like, this seems like it's something you would see at the end of the series. Nope, mid-series. So, and what has remained for the final form, it's like...
It's like just...
What?
A weapon people stopped buying months ago.
Yeah, it's... Heck, I'm not, like... I mean, and the worst part is, I honestly think Mugen as a design isn't bad looking. It's just...
It's underwhelming. It's like...
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but we had better use of glitter in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Ouch. That is throwing down the gauntlet right there. Like... Oh, by the way, have you gotten any hate mail for what you said in the Zoo Ranger Part 1 yet? Like,
no, I'm expecting that to come next time in tomorrow's video, when I kind of explain my points on what my big criticisms are. And really, I'm doing it then because it's that way I can get it out and not dwell on it too much.
I see.
I mean, Zero Ranger at least does have a lot of fun, good points. It's just that before Barai shows up, the show kind of sucks.
Yeah, like, for what I didn't fully watch the series, I'll admit, but from what little I did watch, it really felt, like, out of place and stuff until, like, Burai, the Green Ranger, shows up and goes, hey, I'm here to make the show better.
Mm-hmm.
Which, admittedly, it's, like, also a big historic moment, because we've had, like, members before that have popped up here and there, but
they've only ever been one-shots or technically replacements for the dead.
Yeah,
and so they become a sixth member, but only in how they replace someone that's no longer there.
Yep, Borai was like the first. Like, in fact, I mean, think about like what Borai did for like like not just Soku, but for all mediums, because like now the idea of this extra member.
It's a trope now.
Yeah,
he has his own. The trope is literally named the Sixth Ranger.
Yeah, I honestly feel like that's really cool, like how just like one singular moment made everybody else go, wait, this is a thing you can do? Why didn't we think of this before?
The ironic thing about Borai, though, is he was a gimmick. He was entirely a gimmick to get attention back on the show, and it worked, but it was... I explained this in further tomorrow in the video, but they didn't do it well. I mean, don't get me wrong, Borai is the best character. Okay, I take that back. May is the best of the core Zyuranger, but Borai is the one everybody talks about.
Yeah, I know what they did to make him so that he would never appear and like completely steal the show, but honestly, the more I hear about it, the more I feel like it's a
if they had integrated him fully into the team like they did in later shows, it would have better driven development for the rest, as development for everyone else is severely lacking. Borai at least has a story arc.
Yeah, which honestly leads me to I haven't seen all of Ranger, but what I do know of Kaku Ranger, I honestly feel like that's probably like out of the 3 ones that were adapted into MMPR, that's probably like the best one. No, don't get me wrong.
A lot of people love Ranger, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, from what I know of, I could completely change my mind when I fully see all of Ranger and what its end game has to offer. But from what I do know of Kaku Ranger, like, it was that first time when I watched a Sentai series, and like I had that moment of, wow, like.
And mind you, Kaku Ranger's first half is really, really damn silly to the point it was detracting from the show's reception. But they fixed that, and they made the first half of the show more palatable and how it tied into the second half. Kind of like what happened with Drive. Drive was pretty lackluster in its first half, but you got a better appreciation of it the more time went on and saw what they actually set up in those episodes.
Yeah, when they basically what occurs
And to swing back to Ghost has the other problem. It has a bunch of events happen early on, but they don't properly set up everything, so, as we said, it took them 40 episodes into the show to explain what the hell was actually going on.
Yep, and if it takes you, like, 40 episodes, you know, like, toward when the show's almost over for you to explain stuff that occurs literally at the beginning of a series, you done fucked up.
You done fucked up. I have no idea why it glitched back to my screen again. Ghost is doing too much at once. As I said, has been my constant complaint with the show. Its pacing is atrocious.
It's like the writer doesn't understand what the word pacing is. It's like he does it. Also, some of this could be attributed to like the writer discourse, but the pacing problems were there from the beginning. So it's almost like not so much a comedy of errors, so much as it is like a
cacophony of explosions.
Exactly. You know, like
and mind you, I liked when Koichi Sakamoto showed up a couple episodes ago to direct, as, hey, his direction is never boring. It's just kind of explosion heavy. And his action directing was not what was wrong with that episode.
I mean, like, heck, Koichi Sakamoto gets, like, criticized a lot, but I will
unfairly, because... in a lot of it, because they think he's responsible for Cal Explosions. He was not. He was not the stunt nor normal director for Cal Explosions or pretty much anything in the Kalish era.
And also not only that, but I heard, like, for example, Kyoryuger, when people complain about that show, they always talk about Sakamoto, and I'm going, no, Sakamoto was not the problem with Kyoryuger. The problem was just the writing never really giving full
attention to everyone, and that I can explain that one too. Riku Sanjo is horrible with large casts. You gave the guy who's best with small focus casts, aka Double, the guy the first Sentai to have a full 10 core members.
Yeah, like
you done fucked up there simply because you used your resources wrong.
Yeah, like but Sakamoto, like he knows how to. I can will say this: even if what I'm seeing it may not be the best thing in the world, I will never be bored by what Sakamoto like shows me. He has
you can get exhausted with it certainly, but bored, God no.
Yeah, like yeah, like
Sakamoto's the guy who has the great fight scenes, right? If you're a Power Rangers fan, to the 10th power, Forever Red, reinforcements from the future. Boom, that's Sakamoto.
Yeah, that was all him, and like the guy deserves more credit. Like, doesn't deserve to get shit on, basically.
And yeah, he does stupid, bad things. He is too ludicrous used with explosions, but to blame him for a lot of the stupid stuff.
Yeah, like that's outside of his control because, like, I feel like the way Sentai's structured in Japan, the director directs, but the writer just writes, and like whatever the writer does, the director just has to do his best to translate that to the screen. You know what I mean?
Normally, Riku Sanjo and Koichi Sakamoto are a good pair for that. Sakamoto's first big directorial work for Sentai after he worked a bit on Geki Ranger was doing a lot of the direction for Kamen Rider Double. So it's not like it's not like they're Sanjo's writing style is bad for what Sakamoto can direct. For what Sakamoto can direct, just that you gave the pair of them the wrong tools for success there. And I'm going to be doing Kyoryuger soon to kind of more address a lot of its problems because I don't think it's awful, but it does have a lot of problems. So I think it gets a bit overhated for what it is.
Honestly, I feel like Kyoryuger's at Sentai where I will fully acknowledge all of its problems, but was I entertained the entire way through? Oh, heck yeah, I was.
As I described in the Dino Charge video I did, Kyoryuger is stupid, but it's stupid fun.
Yeah. For example, like I you know this, but I love the show Mobile Suit Fighter G Gundam.
Yes, you do.
Which is played with problems, but I do not. Like, okay, I care, but I don't let those bother me simply because of how much fun I have while watching the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I acknowledge it has problems, but am I going to let that stop me from enjoying it? No. I just know that they are there. I really feel like when Kyoryuger was like running, a lot of like critics were a bit too hard on it instead of just like letting the fun go. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Especially like with everybody, like people saying that it was a Daigo worshipping show, and to some points that is true, but I don't feel like that's the fault of the dude. That's just
the training with Kyoryu Gray. That's the biggest evidence, and I totally agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Daigo fails this test, so he has to get special training. Hey, why don't you give that special training to someone else that kind of never gets really gets her abilities defined like Amy? In fact, that's actually it's a microcosm of how Daigo gets all the power-ups when they could have easily given them across to the rest of the team. Like No-san getting the Ankidon power-up, Amy getting Bunpaki as their secondary ones they're in control for the beast battles.
Exactly. But like honestly, there was like a lot of episodes of Kyoryuger that I loved, especially that one where the monster of the week like sent them to different film genres, and like we got some development for No-Sana and like one of the villains, Candelera.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty fun romance, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really wish they would further, like, explore that, because that was a kind of adorable, like, how, like, it showed that she was definitely a villain, but not, like,
She's of the bad guy turned good trope, and you kind of saw that, I don't want to say choreographed, but choreographed's not the right word, but you saw it implied very early on.
Yeah, especially, like, how it also ties back to the fact that she is the general of love and stuff, like, and you can't exactly make love evil. I mean, okay, they They don't. If you every time they try to use that as a plot of the week, it usually backfired or wasn't that scary or something. You know what I mean?
Who do we blame for the mess with Seed Destiny then? The writers or the directors? Anime is a bit different in that, because you have multiple art directors, you have artists on that. I'd honestly, for how people hate Shin, I'd go generally to the writer on that kind of thing, as they're the one that's still crafting the story, but if the actual animation is horrible, you gotta kind of credit the art department on that. Like, I kind of called, during my .hack videos, I called out B-Train, for how their animation showed nothing happening in .hack Roots when, you know, you kind of had a lot of character stuff where you needed them to be doing something to actually justify what was going on, and they spent the entire story doing nothing.
Yeah, heck, I mean, yeah, anime is a lot different when it comes to, like, when anime is bad, there's, like, there's tons more factors that go into it.
Yeah, like animation errors. That's something you can't credit writers. Directors are more culpable for things in live action simply because they're the ones fully responsible for that. If you get a bad performance in an anime, it's either being caused by the actor just being a shitty actor or the voice director this time.
Yeah, because, like, how many animes where a good voice actor showed up but gave a terrible performance? Was that really their fault, or was it just because the voice director never gave them, like, the motivation to, you know, get good?
If they're a voice actor that's noted for being a good voice actor, then it's definitely going to be the voice director.
Yeah. Like if Johnny Young Bosch ever turned in a terrible performance, I will guarantee you that's not his fault.
Actually, there's a movie some of my other review click people are going after, Norm of the North.
Yeah.
The voice director for it is the woman who voices Lena Inverse. And yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. This is just mind-blowing information. Are you telling me that the worst animated film in recent memory
of the year, yes.
It's voice directed.
Well, one of its voice directors. It had other voice directors, but yes.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, a lot of voice actors end up becoming voice directors. It's kind
because who better to guide? Like, I think the theory is what better way?
It's much like an actor becoming a director as time goes on.
Because they get
experienced enough with how to do things that they try doing it itself. Hell, if you go and look at any long-running drama, eventually you'll see a member of the cast who ended up directing episodes. You see this with Star Trek, you saw it with Stargate, you saw it with Farscape, and I am naming science fiction examples because those are the ones that exist off the top of my head.
I know,
at least in American television. That rarely happens with Japanese stuff, as far as I'm aware.
But wait, so if Lena Inverse helped voice direct Norm of the North, does that further lead the theory that she's actually just an agent of chaos and not an actual good guy, just happens to be around doing good things?
She is the destroyer of all who live. Worship her.
All hail the Dragon Slayer. No, can you imagine Lena Inverse in Smash Brothers and how funny a dragon slave on the field would be?
Good voice actor does not good voice director make. Yeah, that's also possible, but she also has a lot of other voice directing credits, which shows that, and considering the movie was celebrity voice actors, that's probably... I was trying to more cite that it being a case of, who the hell knows?
Yeah, honestly, Norm of the North is such a clusterfuck of bad. There is nothing that you can really singularly point to as the definitive.
It's more than obvious. Everybody saw from the script what it was going to be, and they just phoned in their performance.
Yeah, they the minute you saw the script, or heck, if I saw the script, I don't care. I'm a passionate person, but even I would get a little bit bored because I knew about how stupid it was going to be. You know what I mean? It's almost like
That's my problem with anime reviewers. When they talk about animation, they only say a show has good animation or bad animation, but they don't say why it is good or bad. Look up the YouTube reviewer Digibro and his 12 parts analysis of why the Asterix War sucks. I forget which video it is, but he actually goes into detail about that. Now, I am obviously not an anime reviewer, but besides the few anime I have done, but I said from the beginning several of my issues with why Roots didn't work when they did pretty much the same thing with Sign, and yet had pulled that off. Mainly because Sign was meant to be introspective, and its scenes that dragged on were usually people having a discussion, or they were much shorter cuts, so it was better pacing.
Yeah, there's for example, if your anime is a bunch of people talking and scenes drag, of course you're not going to have, epic animation out of the wild, too. But if your anime is about, epic character-driven, set pieces, and the animation sucks, well, yeah, you done goofed. Oh, by the way, here's another thing that that kind of irks me a little bit, is when anime reviewers or people just complain about animation errors that occur in the background, when the character is supposed to be, from very far away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you zoom in on and you see that, oh god, this looks horrible zoomed in. Then why did you zoom it in? Yeah, I mean, that's a problem on Tumblr right now with them getting screenshots and then just, hey, look at how he's look how this face is drawn awfully when you look at it up close. Well, you weren't meant to look at it up close because it was so low resolution, especially with older anime when they do this. Yeah, for example, it's different when it's modern anime because most of them are done on a computer. When they put them out, they're much larger, and thus, when they're done on a computer, it's not like you can't fix it right frickin' then. Hell, they fix it when they take it from, when they take it from broadcast version and then fix it up in post. Yeah, a biggest example of this was the first seasons of Sailor Moon Crystal and Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, the actual, when you saw the broadcast animation, holy crap, was it bad? But when you see the Blu-ray versions, it's actually not half bad. It actually looks like the way it was supposed to, and I believe that's something due to the fact that when it comes to anime, some productions are rushed out the door before they are fully fixed up, or they try to do their best to fix it, but then they miss something. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's okay if you miss something, but when it's all the freaking time, it's were you even paying attention to what you were doing? Yeah, it's or rather, I loved it when the first season of Sailor Moon Crystal came out, and even with its animation problems during the broadcast runs, people were complaining about the animation during things that were supposed to be going by really fast. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're supposed to be. Animation is the illusion of existence. You can't. Of course, it's gonna look weird when you stop. When you stop and slow it down, it's just when they hold on that's the problem. Yeah. Again, from when I reviewed Roots, the creepy Haseo thing is he's entering the forest of sin. I didn't hold on them with him with that expression. That was actually in the anime. God damn it. That was actually in the anime. And that's why I had kind of my reaction to it. Son of a bitch! I can't make that tight turn with the keyboard controls. Honestly, I will say that as far as what I'm seeing you do with trying to climb up this hill, this actually reminds me of a level a challenge in Spyro the Dragon 2. I remember that. Is it the one I'm thinking of, the one where you're in that robot area and you have to go through all those gates and you're charging really fast? Oh yeah, I hated the charging racing sections in all the Spyro games, as I never had them find motor control to actually do well in those. Well, even I have pretty good, especially the egg chasing missions in those. Oh yeah, for me, I have to find motor control, but then I realized quickly, oh wait, I can cheese this. But even then, it's so tight that you have to it gets really annoying when it's how were you supposed to complete this as a kid? You know what I mean? No. The worst example was in Spyro the Dragon 1 with the very final boss. That was a... Oh, yeah, that was hell. I, to this day, have never beaten Nasty Nork. I've beaten Nasty Nork, and I will tell you this.
It was not easy. It was not because the boss was difficult. It was because the way the game is structured and made, you had to be a tight platforming master of wizardry to cut the corners necessary to like breathe fire on him before he got away.
Or be Gerard Dragon Rider Khalil, whichever.
Yeah, whichever works. Because you're bros.
Yep. Now, some of you may have noticed I turned off the music. That's simply because I couldn't get it to balance correctly for talking with Matt. Sorry about that. But I gotta say, it's definitely Grant Kirkhope's awesomeness.
Yeah. So,
I did it! God damn it!
You did?
Yeah, I just had to completely cut my momentum after the jump.
Oh, it's delayed on my end, so, Oh, I see. Yeah, it's, But I was going to say that, what else is there to talk about? Oh, so I mentioned earlier about, like, how in the chapter Camelot, like, some of the Knights of the Round Table are bosses. Mm-hmm. The way they were designed were actually, I thought were pretty nifty, since it, for example, like, when you fight against Tristan, he's an archer class. Mm-hmm. Normally in the game, archers beat sabers, but in this particular case, Tristan is immune to literally everything else but sabers. But the catch-22 is that he is, he's like strong against them. So
plus, catch-22 for Arturia is protection from arrows, if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, actually, I haven't summoned her yet in the game, but I did summon Mordred, and she was actually, like...
I'm amazed you haven't gotten the harem of Arturia clones yet.
Yeah, that's the thing about Grand Order. You could roll for days and not get the servant you want. Like, I have a weird tendency to get characters that I'm not even looking for, but I'm not exactly complaining that I got.
Because they're awesome?
Yeah, for example, the other day I actually managed to YOLO of Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, dear.
And what's really awesome is that in the latest update,
damn it.
In the latest update for the 1-year anniversary for Grand Order, he got new animations that showcase more of his vampiric nature.
What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets?
Well, actually, true story. In the original novels of Fate Apocrypha, Vlad is just a regular guy. Like, he's the ruler, Lancer class. Being all suave and cool.
More historical version than...
Yeah, the actual Dracula version. But the thing is, his master, when it was obvious that his team was losing a big scale conflict.
Mad enhancement.
Well, no, he didn't enact mad enhancement. What he did was he was like, "Hey, Vlad, you know that one thing you told me never to do, but I can totally do." And Vlad's like, "Don't you fucking dare!" And he used the command seal to turn Vlad into more like what the Dracula legend's like. So he turned into a big, scary vampire monster.
And he died.
Well, yeah, Vlad did die, but it took
No, the master, I meant.
Oh, yeah, the master did die, and it took the Shiro of that universe, who was pretty much a priest, to pretty much bless the crap out of him.
Oh, yeah, I remember the priest Shiro Kotomine.
Yeah.
Weird.
But yeah,
like I said, I've kind of got scattered knowledge of Fate.
Yeah, but
that's what happens when you go Wikipedia rating.
Yeah, but I will say that but the other thing that I got on a completely singular roll without even meaning,
son of a bitch,
by complete luck the other day was her name is Minamoto no Raiko or whatever, and it's another gender bend, but at least in this sense, there's actually some given context to it. But pretty much, she's a berserker that can generate critical stars that are essentially, basically, imagine a person that's super strong against everything else, able to get critical hits on everything.
Mm.
And you know how, if you ever played an RPG, you know how satisfying a critical hit is, right?
Double damage for awesome points, and hello, what is this bat going into a ball glitch for?
What the? Oh my god, what the hell was that?
What is wrong with your face?
Did he just Digivolve? I
God.
Digivolved into a... Oh my god, what is going on? Oh my, he's morphing into a ball.
This is the thing from another world. My god.
No, is that a shoe? Oh my god. What?
That's hilarious.
What?
Playtonic, I'm telling you, you should keep this in the game as a fictional head mode. Glitched out pixel Yooka-Laylee.
That's amazing. That's kind of glitches that I'm not mad if I discover because of how hilarious it makes everything else.
I'm not even mad.
Yeah, not even mad about that. It's only like honestly when it glitches in games, I only get mad when it's something that can completely break a game. But if it's like a neat little trick like that, then I'm not mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like spoilers for the upcoming Mass Effect 3 review. Several things did not import because the game importer function for Mass Effect 3 is fucking broken. I am not going to be happy during the Mass Effect 3 reviews. Outside of Tachanka and Brannock and the DLC, but yeah, otherwise, you know, not positive experience.
Oh, also in other news, I don't know if you've seen my Tumblr, but like right now, Da Vinci's is a limited server that you can potentially summon in the game right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her fourth form is literally magical thighs.
Pretty much. And her noble phantasm is essentially her nuking you with science. No, really, she like just fires like a slow energy ball that explodes like a... It's almost like it's reminiscent of some sort of dragon slave almost. Like, but yeah, she literally tries to kill you with science. That's pretty much what it is.
Well, he was kind of a well, okay, he was everything you could do creatively.
Yeah. Also, like one of Da Vinci's attacks is essentially a rocket punch.
Yeah. Ironically, my favorite incarnation of Da Vinci is, you know, by people who have played or depicted him, was John Rhys Davies in, ironically, Star Trek Voyager. I don't know why, but he just seemed to, I don't want to say got the character, but he seemed the most fun version I've seen. The one that basically went, yeah, Da Vinci was kind of crazy, so let me just, but in a fun crazy, like, you know, like on the eccentric, I guess is the word. Well, they did an episode in Voyager where he got kidnapped by space aliens because Star Trek Voyager, and then he got the Doctor's mobile emitter, so he was kind of like pseudo-sentient hologram. In that, you know, he kind of understood the context of what was going on, and even that he was a simulation. Star Trek Voyager was weird.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the whole push the ball around thing.
Yeah. A classic character platforming trick. Get one thing into this one object by utilizing your platforming skills.
Quick, put the hole in the ball. Or ball in the hole.
Man, that was the weirdest game of mini golf I've ever seen.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Seem to be running around in circles. At
the speed of sound.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow.
Speaking of which, have you seen the trailer for Sonic Mania?
I did. And
I was surprised. I was going, wow, that's a pretty bold move to like literally go back to the Genesis days.
They tried that with Sonic 4 though, and people didn't like Sonic 4.
Well, that's the thing. Sonic 4 tried to do the 2.5D, you know, like it was still three-dimensional characters on a 2D plane. This is actually going back to the 16-bit. This is as if you got the Genesis on Christmas Day and you plugged in Sonic the Hedgehog for the first time.
I wouldn't mind if they went more to the Sonic Advanced style games, because people like those.
Oh yeah, people love the Sonic. I remember playing the Sonic Advance games whenever I was at my babysitter's and I could borrow them, and like those were fun.
Yeah, and it seems like they're putting their best foot forward on all fronts, because even Okay, Sonic 2006 had kind of a similar reveal trailer for its stuff, for the Sonic, the 2017 project, but thing is, they're also, I am friends with Evan Stanley, or I shouldn't say full friends, but acquaintances, because I am on the Sonic Sprite forum site, The Middle Ground. I should say Sonic Sprite forum, Sonic,
you're on a Sonic
I'm
forum.
I'm on what was once a Sonic-themed forum, where, Sprite webcomics and all that, and Evan originally started out doing her comic Ghosts of the Future, which stars Silver, before she got her job as a artist for Archie.
Also, I heard this from like the reviewer, Some Call Me Johnny, but apparently, like one of the guys who was working on the Sonic Mania was the guy who helped ported the Sonic games for like the newer consoles and stuff, as far as the old school Sonic CD and all those games, and he did a great job at that.
Well, the reason I brought up that fact is that apparently she is going to be writing one of the upcoming Sonic Boom, the cartoon episodes, alongside some of the other Archie writing staff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Sonic Boom is notoriously mixed amongst watchers.
Yeah, but at least it's mixed and not like an outright shit show.
I mean, it is, but it from the expected concepts, but as a slice of life show, which you totally did not expect, it's watchable.
I think the word is
I don't like the show simply because of the Shadow episode being the absolute last straw for me, but
if it's like, as far as Sonic shows,
it has good jokes, which is honestly better than I can say for a lot of entertainment.
I love the episode. I remember there was an episode where they made fun of the Knuckles glitch and how he just like flew into the sky.
Hmm.
It was an episode where Knuckles was trying to talk about like how awesome he was.
The thing I did like about the Shadow episode was they got Kirk Thornton to voice him.
Kirk Thornton, who did he also voice?
Well, for one, Antares and Dot Hack. Old man, the mask. If I'm remembering correctly, he did a bunch of voices for Digimon. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure he's also the voice of Gabumon.
What? I remember reading something recently that blew my mind. What was it? About voice actors being shared that just made me go, holy shit.
You mean aside from the Lena Inverse one I did right now?
Yeah, aside from that one, I can't remember what it was.
You never expect Lena Inverse to also be the voice of Serenity from Yu-Gi-Oh, for example.
Did you know that the Japanese voice actress for Adelie and Dot Hack GU, same person who voices Arturia Pendragon?
Yes, I remember you telling me about that one.
Yeah, I don't know if the audience. I don't know if the audience knew that though, because that just makes everything Adelie does a lot more awesome when you just have that image in your head.
Robots really enjoy particle effects.
Yeah.
Particle Man, doing everything a particle can. I don't remember the rest of that song. I gotta take this. Yes? Okay. Yes, hi, what you need? I unfortunately cannot. Yeah, sorry about that. See you guys next week. Goodbye.
Oh, cool. Some new Kamen Rider X8 scans came out.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm reading them right now. I have the new Kamen Rider X8. Seriously? It's magazine pages and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Now, we know they're doing a first form is a super deformed armor that casts off into the level 2 basic action form.
Well, it's not so much a cast off. It's apparently a level up system.
But it appears like it's a cast off.
Yeah.
With how he's so bulky and obviously weaker, but then you get the much slimmer, smaller fighting form that you expect.
Yeah, so from what I'm reading, Kamen Rider X8 Action Gamer Level 1's primary function is to save people infected by the Bugster computer game virus. To do that, X8 must isolate and separate the virus from the host through a type of operation. It's time to fight. The Rider guest shots are game software that were developed years ago before being locked away.
Oh yeah, this was information that came out last week.
Yeah. Let's see here.
What was the phone call about? That was work. They were asking if I could work tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah, it's everything we've seen before, but like, I'll reblog it, but they actually got a full picture of X8, and even though it looks something like the 80s came up with, I love it's so ridiculous, it loops back around to being awesome for me.
Well, if you saw on social media, I was very negative about the neon green accents, as I thought it clashed absolutely horribly, but in execution of the actual costume, it looks more like it's a mint green, which it works better for me.
Yeah. Also, his feet, his shoes, kind of remind me of sneakers. But also, his sword, his main weapon is a hammer sword. A hammer
Santiago Scarpino in the chat. It looks like a Keeper Red. It does. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I was wondering if somebody else was gonna think that because of the hairstyle.
How do we get up there?
Where? There.
And it also reminded some people of the hair accents on some of the net navies from the Battle Network games.
Oh yeah, that's true. Also, I love the idea of I wonder if they're pulling from geek culture when they say games that were locked away for long periods of time because of they were dangerous, and all I thought was
the ET.
Yeah, the ET
for the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
Oh, if that's the end boss, that would be hilarious.
That's a kaiju version of ET, and he has to use an Atari game controller to defeat him.
Am I the one annoyed by the new hiatus of Power Rangers? No, you are not. Everybody hates the hiatus, but it's contractual obligation.
Yeah,
it's I bring it up a few times in videos that you can't really do a show like this split over such a long time. I mean, the hiatuses
kill ratings.
Hiatuses always kill ratings every single time,
especially for Power Rangers because, yes. I can understand a week or two, in Japan, whenever they have a break from Sentai, it's usually because of a sporting event or something like that. Yeah. But, when Power Rangers do it, I don't know, this may sound insensitive.
Power Rangers usually does a chunk of episodes, then goes on vacation for a couple weeks while it's just those episodes that play again, and then you have the entire rest of the season released in a good order. That's kind of how it's always been, but the thing is with Nickelodeon, the hiatuses are so long because they release so few episodes at a time over the course of a year. You can't do that with this type of show and have it survive. And
what's really frustrating is I know for a freaking fact that the episodes are completed way in advance, so the necessity for them makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's it's completely contractual at this point, and even with the Bandai of America's original toys to fill the time, it's a lot of those would be unnecessary if the show was being released at a proper pace. Found the new area, yay! What is with Japan's obsession with golf? Hey now, they actually don't just knock them with just the golf thing, they also love baseball more than us.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff about how much they love baseball, and I have to say, all the more power to them, because even if you don't like sports, the level to which they take the baseball hype is something I applaud, because they get really hyped up for baseball.
Oh, that's how I'm supposed to get in there. I went in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just learning all sorts of things from this session.
We're learning. Let's all agree to never be creative again.
Don't hug me, I'm scared.
Yep.
Film theories episodes on them. That was
like at least he acknowledged at the end of part two of those videos that his theory was literally just one out of like a dozen others, and even the creators just said all of them are correct. So he wasn't
because there's a lot of way to interpret what's going on.
Yeah,
since there's all so much, but at least he gave a colloquial presentation about what's there that makes sense.
Yeah, like at least he was like right now. I feel like MatPat is like
he's stretching a bit.
Yeah, he's stretching a bit because I don't know if it's him selling out or like or YouTube changing, but
the Ace Attorney thing. Yeah, the guy got disbarred. Yeah, so it's kind of like proving your point. How did you not know this? And basing this on the localization and not the
actual
changes.
source. Yeah, like if your theory is based off of the translation and not what the actual source said, then your theory is fundamentally flawed. It'd be like saying all Yu-Gi-Oh is bad solely based on the English dubs. If that's all, instead of like looking up the source, you know what I mean? Or okay, that's a bad example, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good stuff he's done. I love his FNAF theories.
Oh yeah, his FNAF theories like are definitely like ones where he puts a little.
I think it's when you're the more you're familiar with the source material on that kind of stuff, the more you kind of see holes in it.
Yeah, it's like for example, some episodes, like especially ones with Mario, he definitely stretches a bit, but others I've seen that I'm like, okay, like the one where he talked about like who is like
the Bowser being trying to be a father. Yeah, that one's pseudo-canon.
Or like the one where it was like, who's Rosalina's father? I'm like, okay,
that's interesting. That's very interesting. It's a stretch, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's like like I know it's a cliche to say, but when he says it's just a theory, a game theory, that's literally like a theory. He
didn't make it up. It's evident. There's plenty of evidence in the material for it, but it's admission from the end statement of the show that yeah, he could be totally wrong on this.
Yeah, it's just what he's saying could be the possible truth, but until there's canon material, there's no way to know for sure.
Yeah, or if unless a creator comes out and agrees with him, like Scott Cawthon did with the FNAF 2 video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, also,
so it's kind of like it's stupid to write entire big counter videos counteracting his claims when he's admitting that he admits straight up that he could be totally wrong about this.
Also, like there was this one that one video where he brought he was invited to visit the Vatican and he brought Undertale with him, and then apparently a lot of people gave him shit for it. And
I did not see that one, nor do I think I should.
Basically, he brought Undertale to the Vatican, but as part of like he was invited to the Vatican for some sort of like media youth conference or something like that. I'm not sure what the exact what you want to call it.
It seems like it'd be a foolish event.
Whatever the case what it is, he basically in the video he says he brought the game not because of not only just because it was a cool game, but he listed some reasons why he thought it represented gamers and how Undertale completely changed the thought process of, oh wait, you mean I can have a game where I don't go around murdering everything I see, or
oh yeah, it was kind of good bit of social. Undertale's a good bit of social commentary in a lot of respects.
Well, basically, whatever his exact reasons were, I remember them not coming from a place of hoity-toity, I am better than thee. I'm legitimately.
It's trying to represent the gaming experience of enjoyment and possibilities. Not so much that this game is about monsters and demons, but it's about getting to know them, getting to know people different from you as more than you see of them on the surface.
Exactly. That's pretty much one of the things that he said. And then everybody was saying that he had his head up his ass, and I'm going, I don't know.
And I haven't even played Undertale, and that's a not ridiculously obvious thing about the game.
But whatever the case is, when I saw the video, it was definitely not made from a place of, oh, haha, I totally right about this. This was just like one of those experience type of videos. You know what I mean?
Harvest Moon, a game where you don't have to kill anyone. Isn't Harvest Moon about farming?
Yeah, Harvest Moon is about farming, yes. But what Undertale was basically doing was, like, most RPGs are all about, like, going around and harvesting monsters for EXP. Like, that's just the way it's always been.
And so you don't really think about it.
Yeah, but, like, but Undertale basically poses the question, what if the monsters could actually talk back and then you learn, oh, wait, these guys aren't, like, trying to kill me. They just happen to be different, and I just need to understand what their deal is. And once you understand, and that becomes almost fun in and of itself when you come across an enemy and you're like, oh, how can I peacefully avoid this fight? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was also...
It's on my list.
Yeah.
As is Persona 4. Speaking of, yes! I got it! I got it! You got me! I'm doing the PS Vita version. I need a signal splitter so I can bypass the whole PlayStation TV thing not letting me record stuff. I'm doing it. Okay?
Also, I need to get a PS4. Because there's a new Fate game coming out for it, and it's pretty much Dynasty Warriors, and I'm a sucker for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm a big sucker for the Musou games too, but I don't have the time to really commit to something like that. Free tip. Circle is confirmed, X is canceled.
Also, like, from what we know about the game so far, like,
there we go.
There's like 3 camps. Team Attila the Hun, Team Tamamo the, fox lady from the first game, and Team Nero. I forget who's on each team. But I do know that, like, on Attila the Hun side, she has Gilgamesh and
oh god, they did it again, didn't they?
Yeah, and Iskander, the King of Conquerors, with them. But also Arturia's there as well, but she has her own team, but nobody knows who who else is coming to her side. But there was like a leaked image that says that maybe like Lancer, from Fate Stay Night might be showing up, and Francis Drake. The pirate one?
Oh yeah, I know Francis Drake. The Lady of Cleavage.
Yep. The one whose Noble Phantasm is essentially her summoning a bunch of ships and they fire lasers.
Yep.
Also, like, the most ridiculous thing I saw this week, apparently, like, the child version of Gilgamesh has a Babylonian cell phone.
Babylonian cell phone?
Yeah, like, it was in that Magical Girl spinoff of Fate that I told you about.
Yeah, Khaled,
the
Liner, Ilya.
Yeah, something. Whatever. But basically, Gilgamesh, like, pulls out, like, a cell phone, and I'm like, and people give, like, the ancient ninja guitar shit. Where does he get an ancient no, this wasn't something that he bought. This was something he manifested.
I'm an ancient Babylonian on my cell phone!
Yes. I wonder if he has Verizon. No. It'll be the far future, and Comcast will still be a bunch of dicks.
Yeah. Is there a word? No, wait. That's right. No, she's a writer. It's Counter Guardian and Media in the game.
Oh yeah, he is. In fact, let me pull up the website for it's called Fate Extella, and I can tell you on who's on whose team. Because I think. Let's see here.
Okay, and 80. As soon as I can actually do the controls. Damn you, keyboards! 85.
All right,
what's the bot have to say this time?
All right, so on Team Nero, it's Nero Claudius. He is called Mume in the Extra universe, but it's definitely Emiya. Mume meaning nameless or unknown, if you will. And Nero also has the saber class Gawain, whose sword is apparently the sister sword to Excalibur.
Yeah, I've heard about that one, actually.
Yeah, basically, like, if Excalibur's power can be considered, like, almost like lunar in some respect, then Gawain is, like, the Knight of the Sun. Like, In fact, in the Grand Order game, his phantasm is him basically channeling unleashing the power of the sun.
Appropriate since it's type moon. Ha ha ha.
Tamamo no Mei, one of the three great monsters of Japan, the fox demon who basically burned a lot of people alive.
Who is all types of adorable, yes.
And she has the Indian hero Karna, Elizabeth Bathory, and Lubu.
Elizabeth, I know that name. Elizabeth Bathory. That was...
she was the crazy lady that killed a bunch of girls and then bathed in their blood.
Yeah.
In this version,
and
she's
Lubu is...
that's
Chinese.
Yeah, he's a berserker class. And Elizabeth in this... Elizabeth in this game is Lancer class, and she's taking on the idea of she's like a pop idol almost, but her backstory basically says, yeah, I killed people, but I'm a person of high status. Isn't that just like a natural thing to do? And she was killed.
What a dick.
But yeah, and on Team Attila's side, she has Gilgamesh, John d'Arc, Ruler, and Iskandar.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Alexander the Great.
I don't suppose Waver's in this as a master.
Not yet, or not that we know of. And Arturia is in her own team, but we don't know who she's with yet. Mm. But it looks like it's one of those pick your faction, battle of ideals type of thing.
Yeah. Stop bugging out.
But yeah,
how do I get up there?
But yeah, notable. Apparently, Attila made her debut appearance in Fate Grand Order as a Saber class servant, but she was apparently originally designed for this game, and she is obviously it's another typical
early bird cameo.
Pretty much
situation.
Yeah, and it's an obvious Type Moon gender bend, but she is known as the King of Combat.
Mm. Oh yeah, the O-Ranger DVD promo stuff popped out today. That the DVD cover looks great, and I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be doing a thing on O-Ranger near the end of the year, where I'm kind of trying to get the word out, where that O-Ranger is not actually that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad because I can't say definitively one way or another.
I know you watched the first episode, and I agree with you. The first episode is really kind of lame.
Yeah, not just lame. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Dang, that mic is good. Anyways, the first episode is them just running all over the place. It doesn't really tell us anything about the characters other than, oh, by the way, this is a thing that exists. Use these powers to fight the bad guys.
Yeah, which, admittedly, it's what the fans of the show had been wanting for a bit, but it wasn't exactly given well initially. Now, everything else that happened after that, after episode 10, not its fault. Yeah,
it's one of those unfortunate. It's an unfortunate case, basically. All of its problems that happens later, not its fault. It's literally just the unfortunate tragedies of the real world affecting the visions of the creators in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's it's even hard to blame Toei, as they did that with good intentions. And
yeah, Toei wasn't being dicks this time. Toei can be dicks, but in this one instance, they were not trying to be. They weren't dicks on purpose. It was just a case of unintentional dickery. If that's a word.
Unintentional dickery, yes, that is a word. That is a phrase. I have no idea how to get up there. Seems to be this playthrough of the alpha. I have no idea how to get there. The game.
I'm pretty sure there's a Guns N' Roses song that describes this feeling. Oh, where do we go now?
Was that Guns N' Roses?
Yeah. Welcome to Sweet Child of Mine. There's this lyric where he.
Oh yeah, the Welcome to the Jungle song.
No, it's a Sweet Child of Mine.
I must be thinking there's something different.
Welcome to the Jungle is, welcome to the jungle, we got fun and games.
Yeah, for some reason they sound, holy crap, bug out again. For some reason I always think of those two songs as the same song for some reason.
Fun fact, in the song Sweet Child of Mine, when the singer starts going, oh, where do we go now?
He literally didn't know what to do next with the song.
Yep. He was literally in the recording studio going, oh, where do we go now? What else? And
that's pretty much what I'm stuck with here. How do I get up there? How do I get up there?
Also, oh yeah, let's talk about that. Fuck Konami.
What'd they do this time?
Dual network being down.
Oh yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro downloadable.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
Man, it's not like they make those games easy as they don't give you the card library. You have to earn it. That kind of defeats the purpose as you're spending all your time unlocking shit instead of, dueling the decks you put in the game or people with the other game console.
Yeah, it's like I really hope the upcoming mobile game Duel Links fix it it's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience we've always been wanting, as far as being able to just duel people whenever and wherever,
and not just lock out the cards unnecessarily. I actually hate the later games more than the earlier ones, because in the earlier ones, if you had the actual physical cards, they had a code on them for unlocking them in the game. After a certain point, they required you get in-game cash to unlock them. And
I remember doing that for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy and being like, holy crap, I can totally cheese this. I still didn't have the cash to unlock the actual card, but if you figured that out, that was awesome. You know what I mean?
At least with the advantage of the Game Boy Advance games, you could Game Shark it.
Oh yeah, of course. What else? But yeah, that's a real shame.
Yeah, that's pretty much why the Let's Play thing is pretty much dead, because we don't have any...
It went out old Yeller style, and it wasn't very pretty.
Yeah, because now we can either learn a new game, such as Hearthstone, or play Cards Against Humanity. That's pretty much it.
There was that board game online that I've been meaning to show you.
Oh yeah, the Roll20 thing.
Yeah. Oh no. That's not that's the Dungeons and Dragons one. Remember that one thing I was describing to you that one time that sounded completely insane?
Oh yeah, I think I do. I vaguely.
I'll have to show it to you when sometime, maybe after the stream if there is time. But basically, it is insane as it sounds, and the entertainment value just comes from the wacky shit that can occur. But you kind of have to read what's going on. So if we ever did a Let's Play of it, it would have to be one where, or how should I put this? There is a timer, but it's not one of those ones where if you take too long, you get automatically skipped. It just means that somebody else can take your turn for you. For example, let's say I had let's say in the game you're given a gun and you have the ability to shoot a person and immobilize them for a few turns, or give them the status of death, basically, right? Mm-hmm. If I took too long deciding who to shoot, somebody then could could choose for me, and then they could probably point the gun at myself or somebody else that they were gunning for.
Gunning for. Pun.
Ha! I didn't even realize I made that pun.
It's like when I described the early half of Drive as spinning its wheels. It's pun intentional, but perfectly descriptive of the show.
Yep. It was just spinning in place. The first half of Drive was just doing cool donuts in the parking lot, but then you realize, as the show goes on, those donuts were actually...
crop circles.
Yeah, crop circles. Now just imagining the Trideron just going out into a cornfield, making crop circles and, messing with people.
And how does he get out of the... Damn it. How does he get out of the... yard? He equips the ride boosters or fruit. Yeah. That way it actually is aliens!
Oh my god, Illuminati confirmed. Wake up, sheeple. Also, fuck 2016 as a whole.
What happened this time?
No, I mean, just in general, how much bad shit has occurred so far, and the fact that we have a grumpy.
Have we? Oh yeah, lots of stupid stuff. Have we lost our freaking minds?
Like, I'm pretty sure if aliens came to invade Earth right now, they would probably just back away and go like, nah, they got this.
Have you seen Movie War Genesis? I watched it raw. It's kind of awful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with dialogue it'll become even more awful.
Except here's the thing. That movie was written by someone that had done absolutely zero work for Kamen Rider. Not just on Ghost, not just on Drive, for Kamen Rider.
So why did they do that?
I don't know.
Is it budgetary reasons?
It shouldn't be. They're paying the rest of the writers anyways.
Like, that's the thing. Like, when we say Toei are dicks, we mean that they make some of the most dumbass decisions that only a dick could possibly make. Like, you only did this just so you could see somebody suffer.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the... It's hard... Each of the bad Movie War movies is in the Kamen Rider previous show plus current show crossover movies. The bad one of those are all bad in different ways.
Yeah, they all bring a certain level of bad to the table, but
the general problem of each of them has to do with some elements of continuity or how they treat the utilization of the characters.
Yeah.
Movie War Core especially it's half canon. The double half is most certainly canon, but the O's half is totally cannot happen non-canon. And that screws with everyone, that is the point where all the Kamen Rider stuff is supposed to be in canon with each other no matter what happens. Now, there are ways to justify... Oh, that's where I go. Duh, I'm an idiot. There are ways to justify that Movie War Core by setting the O's stuff as occurring over the course of the series and concluding in, like, where it would be in the 40s with respect to O's timeline, but it still doesn't fit from a character or events perspective.
Can we all agree that, like, Movie Wars Megamax was amazing?
Movie War Megamax is still the best Movie War.
Because, like, it gave the writer's development
Oh yeah, I got up here.
Oh, nice. Level 2. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Did you know they're making a movie on that? They're making a movie on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
They're making a Hey Arnold movie. Another Hey Arnold movie. The one that finally addresses the lingering plot holes of that show. Yeah, I've been waiting for that movie since the early 2000s.
Yeah, everybody has.
I really liked Hey Arnold.
Yeah, like, that show could get real sometimes. I mean, there was its fair share of bad episodes, but the good far outweighed the bad. Like, remember when the Christmas special was, like, basically a nice way of saying, hey, the Vietnam War was a piece of shit? You remember that?
Oh, yeah, with the Vietnamese border who got separated from his daughter?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which was a thing that actually that did occur during that time period, which is real. Which was like...
What movie war made Hongo Takeshi pedophile? That wasn't a movie war. That was Kamen Rider the movie.
Can you explain that to me? Because I am just... Like, you said that, and I'm going, what the hell are you talking about?
Watch, Garage Heroes, vlog of the movie. They went and saw it live because they're actually in Japan. And it's pretty much, he has a very creepy relationship with a
small child?
With an underage teenage girl, to be clear on that, who is the granddaughter of the... newly retconned-in granddaughter, that is, of Tobei Tachibana. Yeah.
Well, like, first I was going to say ew, but then I was also going, oh, it's also kind of just, this has echoes of the, have you heard about the latest Killing Joke controversy?
Oh, yeah. It's not that awful, but it's like,
it's like it makes
disturbing undertones.
Yeah, like it makes so for basically what I'm hearing is it makes like the great hero Takashi Hongo seem worse and worse when he's really not. And
this is the movie he co-wrote, by the way.
So that makes it even weirder. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? Is this really
Is this the real life? Is this just
fantasy caught in a landslide to escape the rider kick?
From reality, or something.
I want to escape from reality. Stupid reality being all shitty.
Inoue is the guy that makes everything dark and edgy. Inoue hasn't written anything aside from this movie since 2013.
Yeah, like, I wonder if he was just rusty or something, but even then...
Even then, he does his worst work when Shinichiro Shirakura is involved, which is why I pointed that out.
Yeah, because Shiki Inoue to me is...
I mean, there's a point where you can't just keep blaming Shoji Yonemura for his fuck-ups.
Like,
you know, it has to be something else that's going on there.
No, it's like there's the there's a
Japan does have lower age of consent. Hiroshi Fujioka is in his high 60s.
Yes, this is gone beyond
high 60s, and so no, it's still definitely totally creepy.
Like, yes, Japan definitely has a lower.
As like, after all, no matter what your age of consent, you're not considered a legal adult until you're 20. So no, that argument doesn't work for me.
And even then, like there's like a whole thing with like 20-year-olds falling in love with like older people that is still considered
half your age plus 7, I think the rule is.
Yeah. What else? But yeah, like, yeah, Shoji Yoma
was Inoue to blame for the Biki mess, or was that other people? It was Shinichiro Shirakura. It was totally Shinichiro Shirakura. He's the one that got Shigenori Takatera fired and installed Toshiki Inoue and Shoji Yonemura as the replacement writers. As in, he fired the writers that were on the show. Shirakura that did it, and that was considered a fraudulent thing by everybody.
Oh, a Hibiki?
Hibiki.
Like...
I mean, that was the sign. That was pretty much the sign.
Yeah, honestly, like, from what you're describing, he sounds less like an actual person and more like the demon end boss. Like, you thought it was Shoji.
You thought the true villain of Kamen Rider was the great leader of Shocker, but no, it was me, Shirakura.
It's like, son of a bitch, right? Honestly, like, that is really depressing as to see what keeps happening to Kamen Rider, because it's like, we know it can be better than this, but it's constantly being fucked over by forces beyond, aka the executive beyond executives.
Well, to go back to the Ghosts thing, its head writer's a guy named Takuro Fukuda, who has only ever done not even secondary writer work. So it's like he was literally less experienced than everyone else on the show.
So it was like, what did you think he was...
Why did you assign him here? Oh, well, it's simply because everybody else that's talent is no longer available. Then why didn't you give it to the secondary writers to do all on their own, as they're clearly talented people? Hey, look at the pretty bunny!
But yeah, like, it's just really sad to see, like, great heroes being constantly trashed upon by those Rider War movies. It's like, what? It's like Man of Steel levels.
What were you thinking?
I don't think they were thinking. I know exactly what they were thinking.
Everything they pulled in Kamen Rider Tyson was pretty much the precursor to the Batman versus Superman debate on Batman does not kill people with guns. You missed a kind of critical part of the character.
Yep. I always hated these platforming kind of things as a child, but yet I always felt so good when I did beat them.
Keiichi Asagawa actually wrote both Nine and Nexus, and Takuro Fukuda was a not even secondary writer on, I believe, Nexus. So it's like they know each other, they know the superior writer relationship, so what is going on here?
Hey, Davis, have you tried using your springtail?
I have not. That's actually a good point. Because that will actually...
If you miss this jump, like, just give it a shot.
No, I just did it and I made it. I made it all the way up. Hello.
Yep, there we go.
Giant node robot thing.
Welcome to the...
Now you can view all of those pleasing geometric shapes and grids.
You made it to the top of the island.
Enjoy it before its final game if your highly detailed organic art arrives. Hey. I really hope I have a better controller by the time this game comes out for Steam stuff, because for the love of God, I will not be able to play this using a keyboard.
Oh, I was gonna say...
Okay, seriously, creators, I know it's unprofessional, but at least put in something with these glitches, because they are hilarious.
Yeah, like, I feel like a glitch that's put in there intentionally, or like a glitch mode, makes things even more awesome, because that's the creators admitting, yeah, these things can tend to fuck up.
What's my opinion on Common or Amazon's? Bastardization of Amazon, I'm not watching it, and I don't care if the actual truth is different from that, because the initial statement by Shirakura told me everything I need to know that I would not like it. Spoilers from other Toku fans that the show has significant issues.
Most notably, it's another common problem that I've been seeing with like reboots recently. They're focusing on the wrong thing that made the original great. Like, what made Amazon great from when I saw it, I remember your review way long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't the savagery, it was the character.
Yeah, like, Amazon was like the other part of the Kamen Rider mythos that I love, is that they are a friend to everyone. And
he is the Kamen Rider 4s of the Showa era.
Essentially, yeah. That's basically what he was. Like, when he did Amazon Friend, that was like him saying...
That was it. That was the character in a statement. Yeah. And then this show, oh no, we're monsters because we're beasts, because we're designed in homage after a guy who was based off of a lizard or a piranha, or we don't actually know what Amazon was actually based off of.
But he was something.
He was something.
Certainly something. But yeah, that's like, it's really, let's see.
Amazon's just, from initial statements and premises, crossed the line with me that I said I was not going to not going to do anything related to it if I saw another Shinichiro writing production credit on it, and immediately from the beginning of the preview information, you saw it was there. And every clip anyone has sent me of the show tells me the same thing. It is about Savage Bestial Rider, and based off of Amazon. But it's not based off of Amazon, because Amazon was not like, son of a bitch, I did it again!
Yeah, like, Amazon had, like, a bestial fighting style, but he himself was not a beast. It's the, whee! Into the void you go.
All Kamen Rider series I have seen are Heisei era, so I know nothing about Showa era Kamen Rider series. That is the constant problem with these reboots. You don't know how they're being offensive to the original with how they reboot things, because they think a reboot has to stand on its own, but it's not. It's an adaptation of a pre-existing source material.
Yeah, like, when you reboot something, like,
it's not that the original is sacrosanct and sacred and it's there, so the new whatever it is can suck as much as it wants. It's that the problems of this new movie did not exist. Movie, show, whatever. It did not exist in the form it was before. Thus, if this other media, whatever it is, having those mistakes, problems, issues with its storytelling, premises, characters, that shows a complete lack of understanding of what made the original work.
Oh, by the way,
and you see this with the new Ghostbusters movie. I have not seen the new Ghostbusters movie. I do not want to see the new Ghostbusters movie. No, it's not because the cast are women. It's because of the
trailer's not doing a good job of convincing you to go see the movie.
I was completely indifferent to it before, but Paul Feig and the cast's
like
their actions in intentionally attacking, people defended as no, they were only going after the Meninist movement. They didn't phrase their statements like that. They went after all fans of the original films with that.
But But actually, well, the good news is that at least with the reboot of Ghostbusters, I heard that it can only be considered the third best Ghostbusters movie, but the heart is in the right place, fortunately. You know what I mean? Like, how many reboots do we know that are just completely devoid of life and are soulless? You know what I mean?
Well, Ghostbusters was a soulless cash-in.
Well, I mean,
that's
it
what it
is
was
a
from
soulless.
the beginning.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I mean, like, what's the best way to put it? I mean, it's a soulless cash-in, but it's not like, it's not like scary soulless. It's not like it basically
It's
what
meh.
It's meh. From what I've heard, at the very least, it tries its darnest. It doesn't quite get there, but it's not the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? Or at the very least, if you're afraid of them ruining Ghostbusters, from what I've been hearing,
Neptune04 in the chat. It's not the Gem reboot. Yes.
Yeah, it's not the Gem reboot, basically, which was a complete nonsensical, what the fuck is this madness? You know what I mean? God help us if they ever try to make Carmen Sandiego again.
Remake Carmen Sandiego?
You know who Carmen Sandiego is, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I watched both the cartoon and the game show, and the game show that was Where in Time with Carmen Sandiego as a kid. I didn't know they were doing something with...
Oh, no, they're not. I'm just saying, like, imagine, like, if the current trend of reboots continues, what they're going to do with that. You know what I mean?
Carmen Sandiego versus Waldo.
Ooh.
That is what I want to see.
That is the ultimate question. Who could find who? What if, like, Waldo was, like, not, like, the smartest guy in the world? He just so happened to be the most elusive man alive by sheer, like, a Mr. Bean kind of character?
That'd be kind of funny.
The joke was that he is so clueless that he...
Oh, no. Oh, no. No!
Wee! Oh, son of a bitch.
Fall to my death.
Well, at least this entire Playbox is basically saying, hey, what's that over there?
What over where?
Oh, you fell off before you saw it. It was like that other secret entrance or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that only tipped open if I hit the switch, which I missed.
Oh, well. But at least you know how to get there, and you get a little bit better each time. It's kind of like Dark Souls.
Don't even get me started on Dark Souls. That is a game I am not doing.
I've been watching, like, Super Beer Bros, and I love that running joke. Like how, like, the co-host Alex keeps saying, like, almost any other game is like Dark Souls in some capacity.
Yeah, I watched their Star Fox
Zero Let's Play
videos, and yeah, that game does not seem as bad as people made it out to be. Just has a massive learning curve for players like me that have bad motor control. It'd probably be one we suck at. Then again, I suck at the original Star Fox and Star Fox 64, so no duh.
I actually got a chance to play, like, the first level at my friend's house, and it is a learning curve, but it's not. But when fans would say get good, they don't mean that in a negative way. They mean it in a, if you actually take the time to learn the mechanics and, you know, try, then the controls aren't bad. They are just, it's just a learning curve. It's you know, not so much counterintuitive as it is a new way of thinking about it. Is, I guess, the way of saying. I guess that's what it is, but yeah. And besides it, I mean, I really hate it when, like, games are considered bad simply based off of one element, but they neglect to talk about, like, anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do controls really make? Okay, controls can make or break a game, but that's usually like a topping on a shit sandwich because everything else is so bad. You know what I mean?
And I pretty much said in my .ack reviews, .ack, the original Tetralogy, there are definitely a lot of issues with controls. The AI is a complete idiot. But, you know, for the story, I was willing to put up with them. Link, everything they had about the controls were made worse, much worse there, when they had already improved a lot with the GU stuff. Final Fantasy 13, I kept hating more and more every evolution to the gameplay system because, in my opinion, it made it less and less enjoyable.
Like, like, yeah, I know we always eventually come back to the 13 when we do these, like,
Oh,
streams.
I know it is, but because it's literally the worst game I have played.
Yeah, and, I can totally see why. Like, I'm not saying, like, I won't
You
argue with
like the
that.
first one. I'm
Yeah,
not going
I
to
will.
debate you on the first one anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
going to debate anyone on the first one anymore.
basically, I was going to say, like, any criticisms you have about the first one, I totally, like, am with you on them. They don't bother me, but if you want to, like, gang up on the other two sequels, oh, hell yeah, let's go for a butt kicking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, what infuriates me, I know I said this before many times in chat, like, you can take record of this, but, like, I hate it when a sequel doesn't fix the problems of the original in any shape or form.
Yeah.
Like, if 13, if we left it alone, it would have just been that Final Fantasy game that faded into obscurity. That would have been it. Not everybody would have just been,
And then
let's
they
go
decided
home.
to sequelize it because they thought the protagonist of the original was sexy. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, like, I found Lightning attractive, not because she is good looking, but it was, like, my first, like, I wasn't an ignorant person or anything, but it was my first case of, holy crap, I can play as this character and not feel weird about it, because I still had that weird childish mindset for whatever reason.
And she wasn't sexualized in the first
Yeah, she wasn't, like, it was, how should I put this? She was awesome in the same way, like, Saber from Fate Stay Night is awesome. She is attractive, yes, but is that what makes her cool? No, it's because this person can whip around the battlefield and just, like, ass kick everyone in the room. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see this as clever. It's like different texture mappings for how they movement. Like, the blue one is water effects, the brown one is dirt and how the feet move.
Oh.
Then you get a different, like, sand grain, and then this orange one is spongy, and then this one's slowing it down, and then this one is grass, and
Cool.
normal light wall thing. Oh, this is slippery. Slippery!
Reminds me of the Portal Goo.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying, though, right?
Okay, so this is just different. The underlying textures for movement and all the land stuff.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, except missing all. There's supposed to be 100 feathers, and I think I only have 80 something. Where's the controller that'll let me into the menu?
So I wonder if there's. Oh wait.
97. Okay,
Yeah.
I am 3 feather shorts and a pagey missing, and also 4 ghosts.
There's a Scooby-Doo series about that kind of situation.
Where 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. I loved 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
Dude, Vincent freaking Price, man, like, he just, like, that made that show awesome.
Vincent Price was the bomb.
Yeah, like, Vincent, like, if you do not know who Vincent Price is, look him up. Your day will be much better because of it, because that guy was the boss. Like, if they made Doctor Strange, like, way back then.
Like, he was Doctor Strange before Doctor Strange.
Exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure that's where the inspiration of the character came from as far as looks goes, because, like, dude, that guy's voice, like, you could just walk into a room and just own the place.
Davis, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game? I'm going to agree with everyone and say 7 is the best one overall. 7 or 6. My personal favorite is, of course, 10. I know 10 has a lot of problems, but it just invested me the most story-wise.
What was I going to say? I haven't played a lot of
That's
Final
probably
Fantasy.
where the pages are, or the feather thing is. I don't know how to get up there.
Oh, yeah, there. Yeah,
Oh.
How do you...
Oh, I see.
What?
I have to leap of faith it.
It's like Mirror's Edge. Ah! What was I going to say? Yeah, my favorite RPGs will...
Have you seen Creepy's review of 13 Ghosts? I think I did. I don't remember much of it. If I remember correctly, he wasn't exactly a fan of it.
Yeah,
Creepy is the long-haired creepy guy. He's a passive associate, I guess.
Also, I've been loving, like, Decker Shadow's, like, Summer of Freddy versus Jason.
I've not been watching those simply because I'm not a fan of Freddy and Jason.
Like,
Jacker started out with horror movies, so that's kind of his niche. So I understand it. And I love he does the summer themes. That's definitely a plus. It's just that he's gonna run out of movies sooner or later.
Yeah, I was going to say that. What was I gonna say? I remember there was like one summer where I through Netflix I basically got like a bunch of. I watched like all the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and even all the Halloween movies. And I will admit they aren't the greatest in the world, but I felt like I wanted to watch them just for just so I could fully appreciate their cultural significance in pop culture and stuff. And plus that Freddy remains the creepiest, now, can you imagine?
Whenever anyone says Mike Myers, I think of
the Shrek.
I think of the Austin Powers guy.
Oh yeah, imagine
and you know what? That bleeds away any possible horror from the guy. Is all I'm hearing of the person behind the mask is Mike Myers quotes.
No, I would just imagine the entire Halloween movie, but every time the killer's on screen, you hear
I ate a baby.
Yeah,
and then,
or fat bastard quotes.
Yeah, I didn't even like those movies.
Or like Shrek quotes. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Is it weird that I know that song more from the Digimon movie than from Shrek?
No, I know. That's where I remember the song. Every time I think of All-Star, I honestly remember the very end where that one Digimon just starts swinging its arms and All-Star plays for no reason, and I'm just what?
I mean, I know Saban pretty much bastardized those movies into making Digimon the movie, but at least, it had a decent soundtrack.
Yeah, it's like Sonic 06 in that sense.
Yeah. What's your favorite Star Trek captain? Cisco. Definitely Cisco. Kirk versus Picard? Cisco.
It's Cisco's a bad mother. Watch your mouth.
I mean, Kirk's the ethics guy. Picard is the morality and morality diplomat. Cisco is the all-around badass who...
Cisco is apparently the guy who gets shit done. Is that a correct statement?
I mean, the dude does look up to Kirk, so there's obvious mutual respect there. The only reason he doesn't like Picard is because of the whole Locutus thing, but... it's you get the triumvirate of best captains, and the three of them are definitely the model captains in their own respect. At least after you get past...
Wait, Davis, can you turn around for a second? Look at that, not the... I could have sworn there was an alcove in that one orange wall that you could have jumped into.
No.
Can you look up, if you... I could have...
Yeah, up there. But, I don't know why it's stuck there. Did I do something to the water? Oh, I can push it. I can push the platform.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the ones up there, but I don't think there's anything over there.
Okay. I just remember, this is just taking me back to when I was playing Spyro and looking for all the gems, and then I had to start thinking outside the box as to where they all were. Mm-hmm. I remember even doing the trick where I would turn all the game music down, but it left the sound, the actual sounds up, so if the gems made a noise, I could hear them.
What was Hurricane Touchdown about, anyways? Digimon infected by a virus. Pretty much it. Believe it or not, I'm not entirely certain because I never got a copy of the movie subbed, but I think it literally did not. The dub of it was trying to more tie into a context of what the hell is actually happening in it. Digimon 02 is not liked by a lot of people for a reason.
Yeah, even if we were to take away the ending of 02, even if you took away the dub factor, the new characters aren't that interesting. Like, honestly, Ken is the only one that provides.
He had a story arc. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, like he was the only one that provided any sort of redemption, like watch value. You know, like his relationship with Wormmon, his faithful servant, and it was like.
That worked for it.
By the way, no joke. I remember like when I was at way back when the second season was running, and Time Force was out at the same time. My cousin was over, and I'm not sure how I got it, but I had the Time Force morpher,
which I never got. Which in hindsight, I always felt disappointed over.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I got it or like what happened to it, but I do know that I remember wearing it, and like we taped popsicle sticks to the end of the morpher because we thought it made it look like Stingmon's like, you know, Stingray.
Yeah, that was.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Also, the DNA like those cross digivolutions like looked awful to me. Like, Paidramon is kind of okay looking because, you know, you can whip out the guns, and that's always, like, a cool thing for me. Mm-hmm. But how do you combine an angel and an armadillo and you get a Buddha statue? Is there a cultural thing I'm missing here?
If you are, then I'm missing it too.
Yeah, or, like, Hawkmon combined with, there's
Sylphimon, yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, that was also just weird for me, like...
Well, it's like it's like a cactus turning into a flower princess. Not all Digimon Digivolutions make sense.
Well, okay, I know they don't have to make sense. I'm just saying, like, when they combined, this is not what I had in mind, so...
Well, to be fair, it wasn't called DNA Digivolution, it was called Jogress in the Japanese version, which is... I have no idea what Jogress means. Also, I just love how the Japanese, like when it comes to media and anime, will sometimes literally invent new words that are based off of English, and it makes it even more awesome. Yeah, not so much English, but the amalgamation of words, which makes it kind of trickier to translate. But still sound awesome regardless. Oh, speaking of English, remember that video I linked you to, the one that showed Ryder Kentoki on a bike just running over a person? Like, his full attack chain is full of English, and it's amazing. No, and, like, literally every time he, like, initiates his, like, activates his skill, he hits his belt that, like, a Kamen Rider, like, if he was, like, Kamen Rider Bach or something. Who's worse, Daisuke Motomiya or Masaru Daimon? Masaru's not actually a bad protagonist, so definitely like, Daisuke. Yeah, like, Masaru, of course, is Marcus from Data Squad, so... Yeah, everybody gave Marcus shit for being able to punch Digimons in the face, but I remember watching Data Squad, like, there was more to him than that, and given the context of the show presented, it was ridiculous, yes, but it was like that, what's the best way to put it? They didn't overdo it? Yeah, like, they didn't, like, say did what Cross Wars did and have him go out, punch out, like, Venom Biotismon left and right. Three of them in a row, and delete them because of that. Yeah, like, they acknowledged that there was a point where even... Oh, wait, David, I think there was a feather down there. Like, okay, it's delayed for me, but where are you right now? I am on top of the platform I just was. Okay, I'm heading back the way I went. Yeah, go back to where you were. And going back to the edge of the ledge. Yeah. I could have sworn I saw, like, a gold feather or something. Can you pull the camera back up any further? A bit, yeah. Okay, doesn't hold for long. Now, can you do that to the other side? Like, not away from the water? No, I mean, like, can you, like, move to the other side? Like, physically? Yes. Oh, no, I mean, like, can you, like, walk over to, like, where all the archers were? Where all... Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, now, can you pull the... Like... Pull back... I swear I must be seeing things, because I swear, like, there was, like, a feather, like, right where you... Like, right where you dropped, like, along this... Right where I landed? Not where you landed, but, like, on the very end of that path... No, I must be seeing things or something. Like, on the top of the arches, and then I go to jump over, and then... Yeah, I could have sworn I saw a golden feather, but maybe I'm just going crazy. Yeah, it's just a flower that looks gold.
That's what it was. Sorry. I'm
I am completely lost to where we get this last feather.
this new Indiana Jones movie is gonna suck if this is what it turns into. To search for a lost feather. No,
Why are they even doing an Indiana Jones 5? Harrison Ford is like old, like ridiculously retirement age old.
Honestly, I feel like all these reboots and stuff are trying to. It's not so much I feel like at this point it's gone beyond a lack of creativity into the realm of we're trying to recapture what made like our childhoods awesome, but completely missing the point of them.
You're missing the point because you're not adding anything new.
Yeah, you're not adding anything new. Like if you made a new
X-Side. The problem isn't so much that it's gaming themed, but it's probably because it's basing more of it on retro 90s nostalgia, and a lot of people kind of aren't baffled by nostalgia. And so if the show isn't written well, if the gimmick is not used well, it's going to backfire on them.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely. And it's like
And don't get me wrong, I want to like X-Side.
me too. Like I would want to like it, but like honestly, I would rather, even though he's busy with Thunderbolt Fantasy, get Urabuchi on it and have him like he's the game master. You know what I mean? Like if he can set up I feel like say from what I've been hearing about the premise, this sounds like some shit that he would. This sounds like shit that he could easily make into a good story. You know what I mean?
I'd say get Naruhisa Arakawa on it. I know he's busy with Zyuohger, but I think Zyuohger's success is already in the bag by this point.
Oh yeah, like honestly, I feel like even if the second half isn't super great, I feel like at this point, Zyuohger has definitely become like my favorite modern Sentai series after Kyoryuger, I feel like it's, how should I put this? I keep saying to myself,
you like the characters.
Yes, I like the characters. Villains
the villains are entertaining because they have a literal purpose.
Yeah, like the villains may not be the super best, and they haven't yet to show their true. I feel like they haven't shown how villainous they can actually get.
They're trying to have fun. They're having they're doing a sporting event.
Yeah, they're literally dicking around and like playing with people's lives. They're almost like a fun version of the Grongi, in that like the Grongi were doing it because it was a sociopathic game for them. Here,
yeah, they're just killing time instead of just destroying a planet outright.
Yeah, they're killing time because they're like, yeah, we could probably do this at any point, but we just want to like mess with you guys so much because that's how little we think of you.
Yeah, and you know what? That's going to be their downfall. Their own unique brand of arrogance is going to lead to their opponents getting so strong that, one, they'll be enjoying the game even more, and two, they won't win at the end of everything. So it's also, they're facilitating their own downfall by not actually.
Actually, what I'm curious by.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say they're not taking their enemy seriously, because Zuo the World definitely showed that they are taking them seriously. It's just that their response is like they're not really taking them seriously, even though they shifted the world. They just think it'll make the game even more fun if their extra player now plays for the other team.
Also, I really like the design of the head villain Genis, because I feel like
his lower body is his own freaking chair.
I know, that's like a rather like I have to like when I see stuff like that, I have to applaud the puppeteers or whoever is making that stuff move, because that reminds me of Jim Henson type of shit right there.
Davis, what do you think of Final Fantasy VIII? Yeah, sorry about failing to answer that. I think it's kind of stupid. I mean, my only big exposure aside from the first few hours of it is Spoonie's reviews, and he obviously had a vendetta against the game.
I remember hearing a theory that Final Fantasy, like, I don't think it was Game Theory that talked about this, but it was
Final Fantasy VII is not in canon with 10 and 10-2. They just have similar aspects, but the complete settings, worlds, geography is completely different.
I was also going to say that I heard a theory that like Final Fantasy VIII's second half like is like completely made up, as in like the main hero is actually dead, but it's not really confirmed.
The whole if we believe in ourselves, we will survive whatever the sorceress is doing kind of thing.
Yeah, like the idea goes that like at one point in the game, like Leon gets stabbed by Ultimecia and dies, and everything that occurs after that fact is like is either the afterlife or his dying his dying thoughts. The only reason this theory exists is because like there's like a weird shift in tone, not just in the game but in like the characters, like how they start acting completely differently.
Well, I think what detracts from that game is, at least from the showcasing of Spooniest reviews, is the inconsistent means of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how it keeps cutting across all these different perspectives across space and time. And as I've always said, Japan has significant issues with telling stories that include time travel in their fiction.
Also, I did not like the battle system. Any battle system that makes like with the draw system, any character can literally fit any mold you want, and that may be a good thing in a single player experience. But in an RPG, like when you have a party that you're supposed to care about, like if anybody can be my healer, I don't feel like I can make an attachment to anybody, to be honest. Like,
there it is. It's in
where?
the water. Of course it's in the water.
Oh, wow. Like, for example, in Tales of Symphonia, I love that game because I can obviously say, this is my Black Mage, this is my healer, this is my Paladin guy, this is my Summoner. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like with Final Fantasy VIII, if the draw system makes it so that everybody can pretty much do everybody else's job, what's the point?
The consistent problem across all of Square Enix's games is the busy work time sinks. They do not do them well. Like, especially since so many of them are tied to this side and multiplayer challenge quest thing that, hey, it's mandatory if you want to 100% complete this game. But I can't do it. But you need to do it to complete the game. But I can't do it. Why can't you do it? Because you programmed it so horribly, only the really skilled people can do it. But we can't do it. Why do you not understand this?
Yeah, like, I hate when, like, games, like, have completion bonus, like, achievements that are tied to the multiplayer, and that multiplayer could quickly die in a matter of weeks, and if you can't get it done within that time frame, you're literally fucked. Like, did you see the Completionist Ghostbusters review?
Yeah, I love the Ghostbusters video game. But the one about the multiplayer thing?
Yeah, like how he said, like, the multiplayer achievements are, like, literally they might as well be impossible to get now.
Yeah, but that's because it's multiplayer.
Yeah.
I actually really like the Ghostbusters video game.
It might as well...
Screw asking for a Ghostbusters 3, that is Ghostbusters 3. I'm completely content and satisfied with the franchise, with respect, and the original cast members with regards to that game. So, you know, that's another reason why I was not against the Ghostbusters reboots. I would have preferred it, you know, be a next generation kind of thing, because, hey, then you have all this stuff established, you can just play off the character dynamics.
Actually, quick question in regards to Ghostbusters, not the movies, but Extreme Ghostbusters.
I love that show.
Now, I never saw that as a kid, but why did you like it?
I liked the characters, the monsters were entertaining, it was pretty, continuous slice to wifey, but it was also very respectful to the stories that came before it, as it was set in the continuity of the real Ghostbusters series. You didn't need to know any about that, but they eventually did a passing of the torch, actually several passing of the torch episodes, where Egon realized he was too old but could still contribute due to his vast experience, and then the actual team up with the real Ghostbusters near the series' conclusion.
Also, it was animated by the guys who did the Godzilla animated series, or whoever those guys are called.
Adelaide Entertainment, yeah. Who also did the Men in Black show, and one other that I'm completely blanking on. That was also their work.
Big Guy
and Rusty the Boy Robot, that was it.
Where Bobby Hill's a robot boy.
Where Bobby Hill's a robot boy.
Gosh, dang it, Bobby!
Adelaide, even the shows that were cut short, did excellent work every time. Why did they never put any of their shows on DVD?
I don't know. Like, hey, say what you will about the Godzilla like 1990s.
Okay, I've got the DVD set for the Godzilla show, but that's pretty much the only one I know of that has it.
Yeah, I was going to say that, say what you will about that version of Godzilla, it gave us that animated series, and I remember watching it, and I'm going, holy crap, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It was Monster of the Week, but it was like, somehow, these people managed to formulate entire Godzilla movies into a 23-minute time span.
And it's not the first series to do that, but the one from it was by Hanna-Barbera, so I don't exactly remember when they did it, but it was kind of awful. Yeah,
like that 1970s one or whatever, with Gadzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about Gadzuki. It's like knowing about Scrappy-Doo. Nobody's proud of it.
At least Scrappy eventually became tolerable.
Yeah. But like heck, with Godzilla, the animated series, every monster that appeared was like super unique and like going, wow, why isn't this an actual monster?
And see, that's the thing, and as I've said before, I actually like the TriStar movie more than the 2014 one.
Oh, by the way, like I remember there was like.
And I know that's an unpopular opinion, but it's mine.
Yeah, I can if basically my opinion of it is, if I think of it as something that's not a Godzilla, if I think of the monster before me as not Godzilla, but rather a giant lizard attacking New York City.
Yeah, it's just a mediocre movie. It's only disrespectful when you actually tie Godzilla to it.
Yeah, Godzilla. Its only downfall was that its name was Godzilla. If you called it anything else, it would have just been a fine movie.
Yeah, a bit stupid, but it was silly stupid, entertainingly stupid.
Yeah, which is totally a thing.
The 2014 movie, past Bryan Cranston's death, I care about nothing.
Oh, but I remember there was actually one Godzilla animated series episode where the main the new Godzilla fights the resurrected, his resurrected dead mother essentially, and
Godzilla, Monster Wars. Yeah,
I know that was awesome. That entire story arc was amazing. That was if you cut those all into one movie, it would have been perfect. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
So you're just trying to figure out where that page is?
I'm trying to figure out where the page is. Knowing my luck, it's probably back in that room. Because of course it would be in the room.
You were tearing me apart, Lisa.
That was what I was hoping the reference would be used.
Oh, what was I gonna say? You know that joke, Stella? For that one movie, whatever. I can't remember what that movie was called, but you know how...
The one I rip off despite not remembering the actual reference I'm making? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, there is a servant that's Noble Phantasm's name is literally Stella. That's all it is. No, really. His name is Arash, and he's apparently some sort of Persian hero. And here's the thing.
Is he the Prince of Persia?
No, he's not the Prince of Persia, but he's basically some sort of old hero whose Noble Phantasm, Stella, was an arrow that he shot across. Actually, let me pull it up because
Mechagodzilla that was built around bones of the original Godzilla. That was in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla in the mid-2000s. That was after the Adelaide Godzilla the animated series based on the TriStar movie. Yeah. America did that first.
Yeah, so, seriously, the designs for those monsters were amazing.
Yep.
Okay, it's not Stella, it's Stella, or Stella, but however you say it, let's see.
Sarah.
Let's see here. Stella. Here it is. Stella, Lone Meteor, Noble Phantasm. Its type is considered anti-army, but it's, it's called Ryusei Ichijo.
Tokyo SOS. Godzilla Tokyo SOS is the sequel to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Yeah, they made two Mechagodzilla movies together in a row in the 2000 movies. They were the 2 of the 3 last Millennium-era Godzilla movies made, the last one being Godzilla Final Wars, which I don't like, because it's more about the monster fights than the squishy humans, and the squishy human subplot is, quite frankly, stupid.
Okay, so here's a description for that.
Here's the thing about Godzilla movies. If the squishy human plot is stupid, it's
The
a
rest
bad
of it-
Godzilla movie.
Yeah, because you would think that, like, without the squishy humans, we have nothing to connect to that makes the monster fights amazing. Like, imagine what would Sentai or Power Rangers be like if they removed, like, the character development of the humans and they just had the Megazord fights constantly.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how boring and stupid that would be?
Yeah.
But then when you add in the context of, like, oh, wait, these characters are fighting for their world, they have development and all that stuff, there's like actual stake involved, then the Megazord fights become less about the fact that these are men in, like, you know, rubber suits punching each other. These are about, like, two forces of good and evil trying to make sure, like, you know, trying to get their goals. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay, so I got this thing pulled up here, right? Stella, Lone Meteor.
Well, I remember Ghidorah and a couple other monsters were in it, something involving a trio. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, all monster all out attack. Godzilla, I remember that one. Godzilla was possessed by the spirits of the dead from some war conflicts, and in that movie, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and this other monster were guardian spirits for... I have no idea.
Okay, so, Davis, is that Stella...
I'm like an encyclopedia of Toku crap.
Davis?
Yes.
So that's Stella Noble Phantasm. It is actually a maximum range, long range attack that literally divides the earth and ends all strife. Said to have divided the land to create the national borders between Persia and Turin. The ultimate arrow's shooting range was 22,500 kilometers, but it said that the guy Arash lost his life in exchange for the special move by exceeding the limits of humans, and his body scattered in all directions. So literally, he fired the arrow so hard that it killed him.
I'm wondering what would happen if Archer traced that.
And here's the thing. Even though it's classified as anti-army, it in fact has the power of an anti-fortress or an anti-country Noble Phantasm.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to end conflict, so
But
it would probably affect other things too.
But it's considered a double broken phantasm, basically saying, yeah, it will literally...
You do this, you break the weapon, and you also break yourself.
Yep, you also die.
Which
is what happens to Arash in the Fate prototype, because his arrow was the one that helped shatter the barrier that was Ramses' reality marble. Because for some reason he was just going around Tokyo, like, wrecking shit.
No, don't go around Tokyo wrecking shit, especially not Shinjuku, because I like Shinjuku, you bastards.
Yeah, like, literally, he goes, like, Ramses boards his boat Mesquite, and it, like, just starts firing ancient Egyptian lasers at everything.
Because of course you need ancient Egyptian lasers.
Yeah, and then, like, also, ever since Ramses came to the Game Fate Grand Order, that's when the, like, Ramses drawn in the style of a Yu-Gi-Oh character came out. Like him versus
it makes total sense.
Yeah, like him versus Atem. Like, I wonder who would win. Like, Ramses has the most broken...
No, wait, don't put him up against Atem first. Put him against that guy from GX first. See if he can actually win it all.
Oh, are you talking about that one Pharaoh guy that popped up?
From the Shadow Riders, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. I was gonna say, but but yeah, like I said, Ramses is voiced by Dio. That is perfect. And also, but if you don't know, if you never seen JoJo, do you remember Sayo on the Society of Light?
Yeah, I know. Same actor.
Yep. Yeah, he's voiced by him. So like he plays it perfectly. Like, I don't know what he is exactly saying, but he makes it sound cool.
I have no idea what this new Switch is.
I think this is the final test to to expand your platforming mind, pretty much, right?
By finding a hidden location where before there was no hidden location.
Mm-hmm.
This alpha is 2 days old. I can't look up where to find it.
Yep. Also, in terms of bad ideas, have you heard about that new movie called The Great Wall?
Oh God. Yeah.
You heard?
Yeah. I know some Asian Americans are very pissed off about that, and been comparing it to The Last Samurai. Thing is, though, Last Samurai was actually very respectful to Japanese culture and samurai as a whole. So I don't think that comparison is exactly fair.
Yeah,
as The Last Samurai isn't so much about Tom Cruise being the last samurai. It was about the last samurai and their story taken from Tom Cruise's perspective. At least that's what I take from.
Yeah, it may not be historically accurate, but when I saw that movie, I didn't see a movie that was made to be racially insensitive on purpose. I saw it as like
In fact, the racial insensitivity, they were trying to be too respectful. It's like, Japanese samurai were considered far more thuggish than the cultured individuals they were presented as in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was more about, aspects of your culture being disregarded in the face of progress. And in many respects with that, and how an outsider can, still appreciate that stuff. Granted, I haven't watched The Last Samurai in years. I just liked the movie.
What else? But also another movie that I'm kind of not looking forward to be honest, is Kong Skull Island.
Do we really need a new King Kong movie?
Here's the thing. People gave a lot of shit to the Jack Black one with, the one that Peter Jackson made.
That one wasn't that bad.
No, I remember, when it came out, and I begged my mom to go see it, even though I had school the next day, and it was, going to be a late-night showing. I absolutely loved it. I know it has its problems, and it's mainly due to characterization, but the entire thing, I knew for a fact that the filmmaker, like Peter Jackson, was not trying to be disrespectful at all. It just happened to be his trademark. He made things a bit too long again thing. You know how he does that? Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of Peter Jackson.
Yeah, but at least he had the heart was in its right place, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Also, there was some really good fight scenes, and I feel like
the only reason they're doing a new King Kong movie is to set up King Kong versus Godzilla, and everybody knows, even if you King Kong, the original King Kong versus Godzilla was ridiculous by itself because there's no way the monster could ever get that big to Godzilla size. Because one thing that people tend to forget about the original King of Monsters is how huge he is. Except he wasn't that huge to start out with. They made him super ridiculously huge in the Legendary Pictures movie, partly because they wanted the credit of having the largest Godzilla ever, as Godzilla's size had been increasing slowly over the years, and that was mainly due to him absorbing more and more radiation, which fueled the growth of his body to try and contain it all.
Radiation. Take radiation, kids. It helps you grow.
Yeah, so it wasn't exactly consistent with the presentation in the movie, where all of the monsters eat radioactive material, but there's literally not that much radioactive material on the frickin' planet to be able to sate them to grow to those sizes. At least, I shouldn't say there isn't enough radioactive material, but there's not, if you're eating it and digesting it and breaking it down, it's not going to exist anymore. Versus, he's absorbing something that's being produced by all of these reactors, so he's naturally gaining the power of these nuclear reactors.
Well,
I shouldn't say naturally, because Godzilla, even as much as we love him, is an abomination to science.
Yeah, Godzilla does not I don't think Godzilla could ever physically exist in our world, but it's not about what he is, it's about what he represents. Yes,
as I've gone over several times in my Godzilla movie reviews.
Godzilla is not about the monster punching another monster in the face, even though that is really cool. It's about, you know that nuclear stuff that you did callously without regard for
Fear it.
Yeah. Pretty much, you disregarded life, or at least you disrespected what you had. What's the best way to put it? I just love Godzilla in general. Everything from the productions to, if it's not the productions, it's the actual monster, and
I get too tied up in doing the movie reviews, or not the TV show reviews, to do movie reviews too much.
Honestly, I feel like you should do, honestly, I know you're not a big fan of them, but you should try to do a top 10 list of your favorite Godzilla films or something close to it. Or, heck, better yet,
that's the weird thing. It's harder for me to do a top 10 list than it is to do a series review, as at least I have something to talk about with a series, and, base my opinion on, whereas top 10 lists I found them kind of hard to edit.
Okay, how's about this? Who's your favorite Godzilla, adversary? As far as the movies are concerned. In terms, it doesn't have to be anything specific, it could be for any reason, is it because of, the design, or is it just the,
It's hard to say, honestly. There's merits to all of them, and see, this is the problem I have with the top 10 list.
I see, yeah.
In the top 10, I see multiple merits on everything, so it's not it's hard to categorize which one would be best.
Honestly, when I ever do my Tumblr top 10 list, I always take it from the mindset of this isn't exactly a ranked list, as it is just a structural way for me to talk about them in order of, you know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it's why I don't do top 10 lists. It's it's either ridiculously obvious what I pick, or I honestly can't pick. There's not much of a middle ground. I have no idea where this final switch is.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can't find it. Let's see here. Okay, no. Okay, 1 second.
See, this right here is weird. Okay, that's not... Mecha, that's Sledge Monster fight. Hedorah? Hedorah's kind of weird.
Yeah, Hedorah's kind of lame, to be honest. Davis, I'm gonna link it to you in PM, but...
I actually can't look at it without completely screwing up the recording.
Oh, no, I'm just saying it for future reference. I found the clip, so you can...
Oh, the Fate Order, Grand Order clip.
Yeah, the one where Ramses just summons 2 pyramids and it's supposed to be a representation of his noble phantasm, but honestly, they did the best they possibly could, because the actual thing is one of those ridiculously overpowered, okay, now you're just being silly, because remember how I said it summons a bunch of monsters in one turn and makes all other phantasms null and void in it?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's also filled with a really toxic poison that even with a servant with high poison resistance would find trouble living in.
That's against the rules. Screw the rules. I have ancient Egypt.
Yep, ancient Egypt, the source of all of our problems.
The cause of and solution to everyone's problems.
card games giving you trouble? Turn to Ancient
What's the
Egypt.
English name of the Godzilla vs. Biollante one? Sounds familiar. The English name of Godzilla vs. Biollante is Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Yeah, the original, Biollante, honestly, if in terms of Godzilla monsters, is probably my favorite in terms of conceptual art, because I always...
Okay, yeah, that one is pretty good. The scientist's daughter died, and he decided to splice her genes with Godzilla cells into a flower to have her live again. That flower grew into Biollante because Godzilla cells.
Oh, wait, is that a chest that you opened already? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And that movie was basically saying, don't fuck around with things you don't understand, and if somebody's dead, just move on with it, otherwise you're just going to destroy things around you.
Also, genetic engineering is a no-no.
At least in the way that he was using it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're going to genetically engineer something, like, say, letting fruits grow in places where, like, people desperately need food, that's one thing. But if you're thinking to yourself, hey, should I give this shark the ability to shoot lasers out of its eyes? Yeah, probably not the brightest idea.
Now, if you want to make Tamako, that's a different thing.
Who's Tamako?
That's a thing from The Simpsons. It's a tomato plant fused with tobacco.
Oh, yeah, Tamako. Yeah, like, it's a case of...
That's at least just plant species crossbreeding. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, humans have been doing that for years.
Generations. Millennia.
Millennia. Like, that's not a thing that you should get, like... I love it when people flip their shit to genetic engineering when... Technically speaking, crossbreeding is essentially genetic engineering, but without the
Technically, it's just breeding.
Yeah,
it's selective breeding. It's different. It's not. Yeah. It's not like you're creating a bunch of. That's where I'm supposed to go, isn't it?
Oh, by the way, I miss these streams because we go on so many weird topics.
Oh yeah, we go all over the place.
I love it. I just absolutely love it. Also, today I went to a Barnes & Noble to spend some of my paycheck, and I got, 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Omnibuses.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, the manga collections.
Yeah, the ones that could pile 3 volumes into one thing.
Yeah, it's too bad they don't collect the promotional cards, but most of those have been re-released elsewhere by this point.
Yeah, but, I basically collected the first 3 ones that tell the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, and they bleed it over into Duelist, so it's kind of iffy on my part, because in my opinion, when you get into Duelist, even though it's still the same characters, it's a completely different tone.
The anime executes that better, honestly.
Yeah. Also, I really did like the idea of a puzzle of the week type of game, and how the attempt at one point was just completely psycho in terms of the penalty games. In the second chapter alone, he gives the guy mosaic vision, so all he can see is the weird mosaic filter. You know what I mean? You know, when they hide people's identities on TV, they do that weird mosaic face.
Yeah, to blur out censorship.
Yeah. He gives the Pharaoh gives the guy that kind of vision permanently, or at least makes him think he's seeing that.
This man would then continue to go on to become an executive at 4Kids Entertainment.
Ha! That would explain a lot. What the hell's going on with Yuka?
With what?
Well, I could have sworn his wing, Laylee's wing was just sticking up out of nowhere. Maybe
it's a taunt. I don't know. I cannot find this switch for the life of me.
Do you know what? If this was a review or something, we would just cut to Battle Network or something like that.
Davis, what do you think of dinosaurs? I barely remember dinosaurs, honestly.
Oh, speaking of which, did you see SF Dupree's latest review on Atlantis: The Lost Empire?
Yeah, that one. That movie was weird, and he never brought up the plagiarism of the original Stargate movie with that one.
There was plagiarism?
Well, it wasn't exactly plagiarism. It was you know how we discussed homage versus ripoff before? Story structure, it is the original Stargate movie.
But was it a complete accident, or was it intentional?
Stargate, the original movie, came out in 1993. Atlantis: The Lost Empire came out in 2001. It was at the point it came out, Stargate SG-1, the TV show, was already setting up the Atlantis storyline.
I want to say, like, this is just me thinking of better of people, but I want to say it was one of those unintentional whoops kind of things, but I wouldn't put it past them if it was at plagiarism.
Well, I kind of call it that because it's it's kind of freaking obvious with how it's doing everything. And
Granted, I've never seen the original Stargate movie, so that's probably why I'm more lenient.
How have you not seen the original? Wait, you're probably you're not. I forget. You're normal and you're not a ridiculously
I may
a
be
science fiction person.
Like I may be a type Moon like Fate Stay Night nerd, but I am not Stargate nerd.
You're not sci-fi nerd. How does Tim mellow out between Season 0 and Duelist Kingdom? I mean, the penalty game thing. He was still doing the penalty games into Duelist Kingdom until he almost killed Seto Kaiba for real. You know, the whole anime where they first used the dual discs, the disc dual discs, and he puts himself on the line where the shockwaves from a hologram's attack will send him falling to his death because he needs to get the starships to get to Mokuba. That was pretty much the point where Yugi realized what was going on and said, "No more, you're not taking over just to protect me."
Yeah, and what was funny was that,
I think the last time he even used a penalty game, it was against the Player Killer.
You mean that one guy? Oh, the guy who was had gauntlets of starships.
Panic, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I think it was either him or the first appearance by Bakura. In the anime, at least.
But Yu-Gi-Oh is a very solid series when you get past silly card games, or at least because there's some solid character stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I remember way back when I first read the final duel of Yugi versus the Pharaoh, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually happening. All the hype, right?
Yeah. I can't find it.
So, should we just say that we won?
Well, we pretty much did win. We found literally everything else.
With that in mind, guys, I give this alpha my completionist rating
of... No, we're not stealing other reviewers' bits, but yeah, I like what I saw. I'll probably enjoy it more with an actual controller, but once I got down the controls, it wasn't that bad. The graphics are good. The polygon models, they gave a bunch of figure out stuff. Honestly, if I was to come back and find the button later, I'd have to play it all over again after I quit out, because this alpha has no saving feature at all.
But heck, at least you know what to do and stuff and where everything is, right?
I have an idea.
Yeah. Or
I eventually figure out how to get to everywhere.
That's the word, get to everywhere.
But yeah, I'm still very much looking forward to Yooka-Laylee. Considering I'm planning to take another vacation next January, I might have the time to play it like I did Cyber Sleuth earlier this year. But depends on when they're actually releasing it.
What else? There's a thought that just came back to me. So you know how Freddy Krueger works conceptually, right? He's
pretty much a dream demon,
right? Can you imagine? Do you think that it would be somebody like Garo could fight?
I'm pretty sure Garo has fought dream demons.
I think that mental image popped into my mind.
No, wait, yeah, he has fought one. There's this one reoccurring demon that gets in people's heads and has to fight them in his realm, and I'm completely blanking on the name of the creature, but it's not unheard of.
Yeah. But yeah, did you want to do anything else, Davis, or is that a stream?
I have no idea how long we've even been going for, because we've been going for 2.5 hours. I think we can call this a stream. Yeah. Thanks for everybody that came by and put up with our nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently someone can speed through this entire thing in 8 minutes, so... Ouch. That's a blow to the ego.
Well, to be fair, Davis, we were talking, and your focus was, this was more like a chill, laid-back type of experience.
Yeah.
Like
it's just
like,
trying out the game, having some fun,
like
seeing
it's not
what it
about
has for us.
not really about speed running, but just appreciating that the fact that this game is looking like it's being made by professionals and people's money is not being wasted, and it's something we can tangibly see and experience for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely not going to be an anime fan on prom night advertising experience, that's for sure.
Yeah. Still, seriously though, how the hell did Mighty Number 9 become such a bomb that it did? It is baffling. It's like
by settling enough to give the statement, it's better than nothing.
Like, it's one of those Mighty Number 9 on all these Kickstarter games will definitely should be like looked at and studied later down the road as the what to do and what not to do type of experiences.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody for coming by. Thank you, Matt, for joining me since I couldn't contact the person I wanted to do this with.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah, I need to get more people together for these things. We should try and get a Cards Against Humanity game together sometime in August.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this was a load of fun. I'm, really glad I was around and available to, be your co-host because I miss these things.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I might do something in September with World of Warcraft Legion. Matt, I know you probably wouldn't want to join in on that, since that would require actually purchasing a freaking game. And whereas I think multiplayer things should either be for either free stuff or something everybody already has.
I do know that we should at least try I think that Roll20 thing is like a free thing.
Yeah, Roll20 is free. So
yeah, so we should do that at some point.
Possibly.
Yeah, because like going on a D&D adventure with the shenanigans we can all get with the usual Dual Network crew can get into will be amazing.
D&D takes a bit of research to get down right.
Yeah. But once it gets going, Well,
we'll see.
Yeah. But in the meantime, guys, thank you all for watching.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll have this up immediately once it finishes rendering on YouTube. See you guys.
See ya.